from all the negative, but we changing this narrative. It's so imperative that we display intelligence. So when they speak about us, let's make sure they speak with reverence. If that's too deep, not sorry, it's my prerogative. If y'all could talk about guns and things, it's derogative. Just for the record, you killing and we uplifting. Obama status, we bout to switch the position, this is it. Lucini falling from the sky, let's get rich. Man, if you mobbing with the tribe, let's get lit. Brian, no need for second guessing, we legit. This is it, this is it. Lucini falling from the sky, let's get rich. Man, if you mobbing with the tribe, let's get lit. Brian, no need for second guessing, we legit. This is it, this is it. Of a lady to be a bad.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Growth Power Success Podcast. You already know I'm your host, Bless. We got a special guest with us today. Liv, what's good, bro?
Chilling, you know.
Liv in the building. Spider, what's good?
Chilling. You know the moves.
Barry G, what's happening?
I am here.
I see that.
Barry with the shades.
Welcome, fellas. What all we did this weekend, man? Let's get it going. How was the weekend? Let's go.
Shit, you know me, man. I spend most of my weekend strategizing and putting shit together. So it was a long weekend. Finally got some sleep. So
Shit,
I'm good.
My weekend was crazy. My wife just started a new job. I had to be, what they call it, father, whatever it is. I had to be the dad of everybody in the house. That shit was stressful, man. I ain't
kids were driving you crazy.
I ain't realize how much them women have to go through, man.
Nah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, for real.
Nah, I ain't. Shoot. For me, I just chill, for real. I made some dinner, working on my my manly skills at the house.
What you made, bro?
I
Yeah,
had
you gotta
made
tell us what you
ribs,
made.
man, from in the oven for the first time.
Beef
so like,
or pork ribs?
He look like
it
a
gotta
pork
be
dude.
pork ribs, you know.
I told you.
All right.
But honestly, I just learning, like you said, watching stuff on TV, trying to find my way, find my little remedies to make it taste good at the same time.
I got a quick question. Why you cooking?
Oh no, I mean. That's like a little thing me and my lady got going on the weekend.
That's what I was getting
build
to.
a
'Cause I know there's a lady there.
You gotta have some.
time.
You gotta have some
Alright.
chemistry. And,
Alright,
it's still the early stages of living together. So I'm just showing her what I got going on and what I'm bringing to the table. You know
So
what
she
I'm
don't
saying?
know how to cook. You know how to cook.
You
Nah,
just
she
gotta
really
write a
know how to
book.
cook. So
Okay.
like,
So you
I just-
learning.
Yeah, I'm practicing. I'm
Okay.
taking. Yeah,
All right.
she. It's a risk when she eat my food. It ain't a risk when I eat her food.
Y'all niggas need to collab on the book. How to Love a Thug.
Get the fuck out of here.
I like that.
Hey, Barry, what's that transition like for you? Actually living with the woman and you know, I guess your future wife.
Man, you got to be patient with your attitude and your emotions. I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing, man. Like, not to even put my business out there, but man, me and Shawty got into it right before I even came here today.
Oh, that's gonna be normal.
Don't worry, by the
But
time you
it's-
get home, it'll be
yeah.
Oh
straight.
no, that's gonna be normal.
Yeah.
That's a normal thing.
But I don't know how it got like that. You know what I'm saying?
Most of them you won't know.
You will never figure
like,
it out.
we got in an argument about Kim Kardashian.
What?
You gotta elaborate on that, bro.
I'm sorry to be off topic, but man, let me tell you, dog. We got in an argument because I said that I didn't feel like Kim Kardashian got everything off the muscle. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get it out the mud. So, my girl like, yes, man, she worked hard to become a lawyer and she's helping a lot of people. I'm like, I get that. But I'm trying to say like, just like Bronny James, like, she got people in position to help her get to that, you know what I'm saying? To put her
facts.
on as a lawyer. But,
Well, I can agree with one thing she said. She did work hard.
yeah.
She worked hard now.
That Ray J film?
Hey, she worked hard. She worked hard. She got it in though. She got it in.
Nah, but you're right though. She is operating from a privileged standpoint,
yeah.
from a privileged perspective.
That's,
But-
but I just feel like when you talk about women in the house and you say women,
Yeah.
they red flag. I can't say nothing.
Okay, I get
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
That happened with any of y'all,
Yeah,
like
that
in the
ain't it.
household where you
Yeah, for
said
sure.
women and then
When you categorize,
yeah.
When they gave Cardi the Grammy over Travis Scott, me and my girls going at it at the time, bro, and she was like, "Oh, you just being chauvinistic and you not giving a woman her credit." I said, "Yo, like it's a great piece of work. It's just not better than Astroworld. Like Astroworld is literally a themed project from track 1 to the end, and it just turned into a man versus women conversation. It's like, yo, what are you talking about? It was just a better piece of work.
Yeah.
That's crazy you brought that up because I think at that time, Kris Kardashian, Kim's mom, was managing her when she won that Grammy.
I did not know that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know
That's
that
crazy.
either.
Yeah. Fact check me on that, Art, but I'm almost sure she was managing her at that time.
Yeah, it was a good piece of work. I love Cardi B, but Astroworld was better.
I ain't gonna lie, this weekend I was outside a little bit.
Yeah,
Boy. Me and the
Tell
wife,
us,
we
tell
was-
us, tell
we
us.
was outside. I put up on Spider. I damn near spent the weekend with Spider. I'm
Facts,
like, what
facts.
is going on?
Yeah.
Even today.
So what y'all did?
Now we put up one of the spots where Spider, promotes his thing at. And we're
Mhm.
just chilling, man. It wasn't even so much about the crowd or what was happening. It was just more so just being around good company.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because Spider's been doing this thing for a while. And I was like, damn, I ain't put up on Spider yet.
Yeah.
And Spider's been telling me about, everything he got going on.
Mhm.
So Brooklyn was like, okay, so what are we gonna do? I said, don't worry about it. Just get ready. We're gonna vibe. You get what I'm saying? And then we put up on Spider, had a great time, and Spider rode the red carpet. Everything was good. Yeah.
Word.
Everything was good.
But,
Spider doing his thing out here
yeah.
for
But
real,
let me
for
ask you a
real.
question.
Was good.
What was it like just being away from the kids for like a few hours, just you and the wife?
It was great. Much
Felt great,
needed.
right? Yeah.
To the point where I guess when you're removed from it, it becomes the norm. Like, okay,
Yeah.
your daily routine. But then once you get in that environment, you get in that space, you're like, damn, this shit is much needed.
Yeah.
It's very necessary because it's like you resetting your relationship, your friendship all over again and not getting to know each other all over again, but just embracing one another and being around each other and amongst each other's presence,
Yeah.
And then you realize as time going like, damn, we've really grown and evolved, but we're still focusing on the small things that keep it together,
Yeah.
that make
Having
it,
fun with your partner,
what it
for real.
was prior to having children.
But I'm
True
glad you
friendship.
said that. That's also for you too, Bari. Like, as you and your wife get further in this, you and your girl get
Yeah,
further
yeah,
in the
yeah.
relationship, it's very, very important to always date her.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
set some time every weekend. I can't say every weekend because I don't know what your schedule like, but
Right.
every 2 weeks, but you got to do that, though.
You have to.
That's real.
Because with everything y'all got going on throughout the week, y'all need that time where y'all just sit there and talk about the craziest things. Like, how
Right.
was your day? It's just,
Yeah.
y'all need that. That help a
Yeah.
relationship a lot. I do that with my wife.
Nah,
And-
I definitely
and-
look at y'all, look up to you guys as, the foundation of how I want to, want the household to be ran. So, man, I appreciate that. But I can't control my emotions sometimes. How do y'all get out of that situation? What about you, Spider? You ever blew up, though? Like, you ever blew up
Yeah,
and
of
left the
course.
house?
Of course,
for
that's
sure.
part of it.
Of
You're
course,
gonna
that's
blow
part of
up.
I've never gotten upset and left the crib. That's something I've never done just because I wouldn't want it done to me. You
Mm.
feel me? So like I was
Yeah.
always very sensitive about that, and I've never done it. But yeah, I've lost my shit a few times. And she done pushed me out the door and locked the motherfucker.
Damn.
So you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm quite sure we all done been there.
yeah,
we all done
but
been
we
there.
get there. It's a lot of pressure both ways, and sometimes it's hard to express yourself. And for us, I feel like at least most men I know and myself, like I don't complain until the cup is overfilled and it's spilling everywhere,
Mhm.
and then I'm like, fuck, and I'm just you did this and you did that, and you making it harder for me here, and you woo, and I'm just letting it go, letting her have it, and it's just like it makes it worse that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
You know what I'm saying?
it compounded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because for me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't gonna be
Build up
complaining,
anger.
bro. I ain't no complaining ass nigga. Like, but whatever, like, whatever. You feel me? And
But you
but
see-
after a while, it's like,
But
once
you
you
see
start
what you
complaining back-
just did? You just said you're not a complaining ass
yeah,
nigga. But that's also what's making it build so much.
it is.
Maybe if you would stop and just
Facts.
have that conversation right there and then,
Right.
it won't
And
build
I
that.
have a
Yeah.
completely different perspective now. It's like I nip it in the butt.
Dang, y'all
Like
boys
a-
some therapists, boy.
Like a bitch would be. I nip it in the butt now.
School's in
because
session, boy.
I understand that like first impression is everything.
Yeah.
And so, like in those early phases of dealing with a woman, like you have to be firm and you got to stand on business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
And,
what I'm saying? Like
'cause that sets
this
the
how I feel.
foundation.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking with that. It's cool to do what you want, but just know I'm not fucking with that. So this probably won't work. You feel me? Or it won't work long term, or it will just work for this one little thing,
Yeah,
or this
yeah,
little
yeah,
one
yeah.
thing. You feel me? So
And one more thing before we get off this subject is like, always be mindful what you say first. Because that could change the whole dynamics of everything.
Yeah. You could be
'Cause-
winning the argument. You
Yeah.
say something wrong.
You say
and you end
one
up,
thing wrong.
Now you're
It's
on the
over.
losing end.
And then you gotta also remember too, it's just certain things that said you can't take back.
Right.
So you gotta watch what you say.
Yeah,
in a
for
heated
sure.
argument, you got to.
And you could be winning the argument. You say something. Now you end up apologizing
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you were never at
Yeah.
fault to begin
Yeah.
with.
See me, I just say one thing and I don't want to hear about it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like let's just leave it alone.
I can accept a woman that accept apologies or give out apologies. I think I got one like that. She always apologizes, even when sometimes she, like you said, she be in the right.
Right.
She apologized. I feel like I was right.
And technically, y'all learning each other all over again because now that y'all living together, you're really, really getting to know the real her, and she's getting to know the real
You don't know
you.
somebody till you live with them.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah, you don't know somebody till
This
you live
year
with them.
2. Going on year 2.
Nah, but y'all gonna be fine. Y'all
Nah,
gonna
y'all
make
gonna
it.
be
all right.
Yeah. No. Y'all got me thinking.
Plus, guess what? And guess what? You got a brotherhood right here, man.
Exactly.
We got you.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Definitely.
need, pick up the phone, call us.
We got you.
Definitely.
Just
Without
can't
a
sleep
doubt.
over, but I got you.
yeah. You know, stay right there outside of the driveway.
Well,
Got
you
you.
know, y'all got parking spots.
No,
I'm good.
but the kids never sleep out.
No, in
never
a sense,
sleep out.
in
no
a
matter
sense,
what.
when I was making all those early decisions, like when I was, more involved in the family life and the husband life and things like that, in a sense, when I look back at it, my friends like you and like EJ and things of that nature, I didn't really have time with guys like you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have a consultant, bro, or like someone with
Somebody
more
to fall back
experience
on.
who could kind of lead me through that.
Yeah.
It was one piece of advice I got from my uncle, and I never forgot it, because he called me. And I think that was probably the most advice I got as far as being a man in a relationship. And it was, you know how to, when you got a girl, it's not always going to be smooth with your family, right? And so they might bicker, and they might go back and forth. And, it travels through the family, of course, right?
Right.
Like if she gonna argue with my mom gonna tell my grandma gonna tell my aunt gonna tell her
Domino
husband.
effect.
And then it got to him, and he gave me a call. And he said, look, bro, I'm hearing, they having disagreements, your girl and your mom and et cetera, et cetera. And, I haven't heard your name once in these conversations. And I want you to know I'm disappointed, because as her man, you should be defending her, regardless of
what's going on,
who is attacking her or what disagreement is going on. And I was like, damn, it really sat with me, because it was like, you're right. Like, I live with this woman, I made kids with this woman, and like, even though my mom disagrees, I can't stand on my mother's side. I have to stand on my partner's side, the person I'm building a whole new life with.
Right.
You feel me? And
damn, that's real.
by the time I learned that, it's too late. Feel me?
Yeah.
That's real right there.
When you say it's too late, you're not with her no more?
No, I'm not with her. And for me at the time, again, I'm a very reasonable thinker.
Yeah.
So like, I may love you, but I may not react to something the way you react to something, because I might not think it's that serious.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But it matters, but you have to still defend them in a way where you're explaining how you disagree, but in the moment you're defending them. You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
And you have to be crafty to get that off.
Damn, Spider. Your uncle done gave you a lot of games.
Yeah, one phone call, bro. But I wish I had more guidance with that, because I didn't know how to love a woman. I didn't know how to do certain shit.
Well, I think we all grew up like the same way. Like, like especially with you, Bless. You know how we grew up in a household.
Yeah.
Like me, I grew up in a Haitian household where we never even seen our parents say they love each other. I personally didn't understand how they had kids, because I never even seen them kiss.
Right.
Wow,
it's
crazy.
like they don't hug, they don't kiss. So everything that I learned on my own. So
because culturally it's completely different.
I thought I was by myself.
Nah, you ain't.
Nah,
by
but that's
yourself.
something that I think as men that we kind of lack, and I guess women beat us in that aspect, is the brotherhood, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because women are always doing, group activities, whatever it is that they're doing, or hanging out, speaking to each other, getting advice. Where us, we normally wait till like the last straw, the final option, be like, bruh, check this out, man.
We gotta put that pride away.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with pride.
It's that pride. We gotta put that
really,
pride
that
away.
should have been the first option. We make it the last option.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, pride, ego, man shit.
And to be honest with you, like what Bless just said, if we was to do that, we don't really need therapy. We are each other therapists.
Yeah.
We can really get over anything. We just got to talk.
Yeah.
But we also got to be wise with who we discuss.
Of course,
with.
of course,
You
of
know what I'm
course,
saying?
of
Yeah,
course,
like,
of course.
Because I've made that mistake too, and being open with the wrong person, and that's it makes you feel even worse.
But you got to know who to talk to.
Yeah,
Definitely got to know. You see where I'm at.
Fellas,
Yo,
FEMA. Apparently, they're saying they don't have enough money to give to the victims of Hurricane Helene. I'm not sure exactly the correct pronunciation of it, but however, apparently they're saying they don't have enough funds that's left to go around to help the victims, I guess the survivors, because they were people that died from the hurricane. Unfortunately, rest in peace to everyone that passed away. But they're saying that they don't have enough funds to pass out to the survivors or the people that's in need of the funds because they allocated $640 million to the migrants and coming to America, I guess.
Because they blew their money. They blew the money away.
Do we know where that money went toward?
that's what I was
exactly,
about to
like
say.
more specifically.
Of course not.
We would love to know where that money went and where it went for real. Because last I checked, I'm hearing immigrants are all over the streets. So where did this money go?
Yeah,
You know how it is, man.
Yeah.
They're fattening the politicians' pockets.
They gotta
Follow the money. The money will always tell you what's going on. You notice they use the storm or the natural disaster to say they don't have funds for FEMA. So why would you tap into those funds when you know there's a thing called hurricane season?
yeah.
Every year.
Every year. Disasters.
Natural disasters is a part of life.
Yeah.
So you tapped into those funds, neglecting the would-be individuals that could potentially need these funds or these services down the line to what?
So when they say they give it to the immigrants, what I'm trying to understand is like to do what? You give it to them to do what? Like, how did you help out with?
There was no help because most of the immigrants or the migrants I know that came in, they're struggling. Nobody got no funding.
Yeah. So
Yo, Rafi, can we get a fact check on that?
yeah, because that's crazy to me.
Listen, man, whenever there's large funds like that going around, you know how it goes. That means governors, senators, district attorneys, judges. That's who got paid.
So who
That's
go to
where those
jail
money
for
goes.
that?
No one, because who's
No
going to
one.
hold
You know
them
what I'm saying?
accountable?
No one.
And, but it's it's almost like stealing in a sense.
No, it's stealing.
Well, yeah.
No. It's
They
no.
do it every day.
It's stealing when we do it.
Yeah.
It's not stealing the way they do it.
When they
not
do it, it's
stealing.
just a transfer.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a wire transfer.
Yeah. Well,
They're just transferring funds.
But knowing
Money
what
laundering.
you're doing,
Right.
though. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
even that. Because they'll go to jail for
yeah.
that. So they
When
just
we
give
do
a
it,
different name.
it's everything. Money laundering is stealing. We're
But
thugs.
Yeah. But corporate do
But
it all
here's
the
why
time.
they don't get in trouble for it, because the ones that would hold you accountable are the ones who's moving it.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's gonna hold them?
Who's gonna hold them
shit.
accountable?
That's real.
Damn.
Like think about it. Somebody should be
Fuck.
overseeing that money. Like who's watching this? Like
Yeah.
where it goes?
And they're not gonna put no one in position to watch over them,
Yeah.
to make sure they're doing the right thing with the money.
Sound
Get
like
the
some
fuck
of the
outta here.
people
Who's
in the
gonna
church
do
house.
that?
That sound like
I just think
Nobody's doing that.
I just
Hey,
think
I'm
it's
hiring
sad,
you
bro.
to make
watch
sure
me.
I do what I do.
Make sure you
what
watch
I'm
me.
supposed to do with the money. Man,
I think
it's
it's
not
sad, bro.
happening.
Fuck out of here.
It's sad as hell. And I think at the end of the day, like, we shouldn't have to rely on that, bro. We gotta form alliances, with each other to be able to help each other and to help our communities. And like, I feel like if we had more systems in place, we wouldn't have to rely on FEMA, bro.
But what I don't understand is this now. FEMA's saying we ran out this money, right? But when there's other countries that need money, we are sending billions out to these other countries. So why we can't print out the same money we send out to, I don't want to say no group so we don't
Right.
get hated on.
Right.
But the same money that they're getting, why we don't just print out their money and help out with the hurricane?
Right here in America.
We refuse to do anything for Americans. That's the problem with this country.
And so, if
Yeah.
fact check on where the funding of the FEMA is coming from or where's it going, they just have basically humanitarian services for non-citizens immigrants. So that's how they break it down. They just say humanitarian
So
services.
somebody pocketing. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Fuck out of
There
here,
you
bro.
go.
Exactly.
Somebody
Get
pocketing
the
that.
fuck out of here, bro.
That ain't telling us nothing.
Absolutely nothing. That was just a bunch of gibberish, a bunch of
Yeah.
words put together just to.
I'd
give
love to
people
see the
something.
houses them niggas bought off that shit.
What?
Good
Man,
luck
they
trying
in
to
the
get in
streets.
community. It's not happening, man.
Fuck out
But
of here, bro.
You do see it though. You see it sometimes. We have something like that in our own community with the Black Lives Matter came about with her when she bought that
Oh, God.
Yeah,
$1 million
that was
home.
funded by
Yes.
George Soros,
Yeah.
man. That wasn't
Yeah.
even in. I guess the intent to even assist us or help us
Yeah.
was never
But
there
like
to
you
begin
said
with.
though, they criminalized that though.
Yeah, that's George
They
Soros.
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
did. Yeah, of course.
And if you go back and follow
Of course.
George Soros' track record, you know exactly who he is. He's the one that was behind the.
Man, the only thing that might fuck with these folks is that Diddy case, man. Because they on them papers. If they
Oh,
survive
Jesus.
this nigga, come on, bro.
Hey, Puffy
Yo.
about to take the whole.
That's what I'm
industry
saying.
down.
This the only
It's
situation where I
scary.
feel like they might not be safe in this
But
one.
But they're still gonna be safe. They're gonna protect who they want to protect, and then.
But that's why they took him down.
Cat-
They
Cat
took him
said it
down so
best.
that he don't have to leverage the snitch on too much people.
exactly now they're in control
Yeah.
of what gets out.
Because
Yeah,
guess
that's a
what?
good point.
Now they got him right here. They could say, look, we got a deal for you. What you want to do?
Right.
He's gonna take the deal.
He's gonna take the deal.
He's
So
gonna
Puffy
take the
free.
deal.
Yeah, and all the execs, everyone that was in Puffy's network, all the powerful individuals, they all stepped down from their positions,
Yeah.
which lets you know the feds already notified them, like, hey, we got you on footage. You might want to do what
So
you need
now,
to do before the stuff
since-
come out.
Since now we on this Puffy thing, like, I want to ask everybody their opinion, what y'all think about this whole case. Now they got these 9-year-olds coming out saying that Puffy did this, Puffy did that. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, if he did do what he did to the 9-year-olds, that's
Right.
something totally. I'm against that. But let's be realistic. We talking about freak off parties now. Like, what is a freak off party? Because we all done been to parties and things got a little wild.
I mean, I don't think it's hard to tell, bro.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I think it is a distraction for America. Honestly, for us to take our focus off of a lot of things that's
Yeah,
going
for
on.
sure.
I think that's what it is.
This shit is not far-fetched, bro. This is regular day TV for a lot of people in his position.
Yeah,
My thing
Like
is
this
this.
ain't
My fault. Puffy's been doing this for what?
years.
Close to 30 years?
Yeah.
They've been had this information.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been picked him up. They could have had Puffy before R. Kelly. So that lets you know they pick and choose when to deal with you, when to operate with you, when to let you keep doing your thing. Because at the end of the day, they're funding you.
Yeah. I also read
helping
this
you get to
thing.
where you- to
I
the-
also
yeah.
read this thing that he was an informant.
Puffy,
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I wouldn't doubt that
it's
either.
a lot of
Mhm.
industry
Yeah, I
guys
wouldn't
who
doubt
are
that either.
informants
I wouldn't.
that we don't know about. You feel me?
There's also saying that that Diageo thing with the liquor company, because you know they did.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did that
He
deal with
contested.
Rock.
He
Yeah, yeah.
contested them.
Mhm.
Right, he contested them, took them to court because I
Court.
guess you know they
Yeah, he was suing
breached their
them.
contract.
Yeah, yeah.
He was suing them, and he was
And they
I
got
guess-
his
Cause he made
he
the
was on a
money.
trajectory of actually winning, or maybe he won. I'm not too sure.
No, he
Art,
was
you
he
have to
was he
double
was
check that.
supposed to win.
So then from there, that's when you know the civil case turns into the criminal case.
Damn,
Nah,
You know?
nah, I
and
saw
these
like
are
that.
powerful people you're dealing with.
That's
so-
like Cosby.
right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like Cosby.
When he
Them
bought the
cus-
network?
Yeah. Them
So he was
Let
about
me ask y'all
about
this,
it,
trying
like-
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
NBC.
think it's ironic how, I guess, the most powerful black people that gets in position of power never leave here unscathed or without a stain on their legacy, resume.
real.
We could go from Prince to Michael
For real.
to
Athletes.
Bill Cosby to R.
Athletes.
Kelly to now Puffy.
I was thinking that
Yeah.
myself.
And we're not
bro.
justifying whatever
Yeah.
they did because, you
Yeah.
know, whatever they did, if they really did it, then they
I
deserve
mean, LeBron's still
rightfully
good
so
right
whatever
now, right?
they earned,
For
they
now.
got.
Nah,
LeBron
really.
For
good
now.
for now, no.
Yeah.
For now.
For now.
For now.
They stay making stuff.
MJ, his
MJ,
father,
yeah.
you know, with the whole situation when they say that the mob had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Like no one who's a prominent major, I guess,
Antonio
celebrity.
Brown.
Hey,
Or
LeBron,
icon.
don't do anything I wouldn't do, LeBron.
Shit, it's probably already done.
Please,
But-
bro.
Yeah.
We don't know-
At
we
this
don't know
point-
what they
at this
got.
point,
We don't know what they got
whatever
on
he's
tape.
done.
We don't know what they got on
Yeah.
tape.
But I
better-
gotta be scared.
He better
though.
hurry up and finish out this season with Bronny. And then
Yeah.
he got decisions to make because, boy, when this thing starts coming out, if he's on any of those tapes or audios, whatever, it's
I don't think
it's
he
not
is.
going to end well.
LeBron comes off as a clean cut guy to me.
Okay.
I
Well,
ain't
he
gonna lie
comes
to
off
you.
that way, but
Okay.
you got to also remember, Hey, you gotta also
boy, like
remember.
ass titty like us.
Yeah,
Check
yeah.
this out.
LeBron
you
was
gotta
at the
also
free
remember.
calls.
You gotta also remember. In most instances, whenever they go for the headshot, right? It's typically when you're no longer of service for them.
Yeah.
I think even if they gather anything on LeBron, they may just hold it and
They
cuff
gonna
it for
hold it,
now
yeah.
because right now
Yeah.
he's still prominent.
Yeah.
He's still,
He's still
doing-
making a lot of
You
money.
saying we gonna see LeBron like Bill Cosby?
Hey,
Almost
Hell no,
at the,
man.
at the
I wouldn't
end,
doubt it.
hold on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Allegedly,
doubt it.
if he's on
that type of time.
that type of time,
I understand.
then
But dang though, like you work so hard to get to a certain level, and all it is tarnish. You know what I'm saying? Your name is
At the
tarnish.
end of the day, you're still black.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times
You're still black.
some of them
That's
forget
scary,
that they're
though.
black and they get caught up
Yeah.
in the sauce and lose themselves. You know,
For sure.
And I think a lot of them, like, they get so rich and famous, they start to party with the white boys, not realizing, and why you partying with these white boys? They probably filming you, keeping all these dirt on you.
exactly.
That's
they
how
got
they-
you doing
yeah.
all this so they could keep all this
Yeah.
dirt on you.
Yeah, then now they're disconnected from
Yeah.
the regular society or the regular culture environment that they grew up in.
Yeah.
And that's how these boys getting caught, man. Like you said, that AI, that social media, man, you can't believe nothing no more. Everything look real. Some things look too identical to the, you know what I'm saying? And people know each other from other sources, other, you know what I'm saying, like networks. And you're like, hold on. How do you even know about this person and what they doing on a regular day basis unless you stalking them? You know what I'm saying? The
Nah.
information just be too much now.
You're
It
right
is, it's
about
a
that.
lot.
You feel like you know.
'cause
You feel like you know it.
AI. Like, think about it.
Not
Oh, she did that.
not
Yeah.
not even AI too. You have to look at it like this. Where we look at life like we have a regular life, there's some people that's what they do. They wake up every day they on that internet, on the IG, and that's just what they do.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is.
Yeah. IG is like the biggest platform for the cowards to hide.
Yeah, and you got to remember your phone sells all that data to
Yeah.
these search engines, the
Yeah.
Googles, the Yahoo.
Whatever you say right now,
it's all
you're
being
gonna see it
recorded.
on your phone.
That's why on YouTube it be
Yeah.
things be popping up. I'm like, nah, ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way. I looked up ribs and
Speaking of AI, right?
crazy.
Now, they're saying that AI is supposed to take 30%, 40, maybe 50%, however, whatever the number is. I guess Art could fact check us on that. Now, how can we combat AI as humans to make sure that I guess we sustain or retain our position in society and not lose, I guess, the battle as far as like all these jobs and all these everything that AI is replacing? How you think we could go against that to combat it, I guess, to prolong the need or the necessities for humans?
I don't think we can prolong it.
Mm-mm.
I don't think we can fight it.
I don't think so.
I
either.
think we have to figure out how to embrace it. And with that being said, like, you know, you have AI graphic designer now. You got AI, you know, obviously ChatGPT. When you type into Google, it's AI now, but we're getting better answers. You feel me? Like, this is, people are typing up real business plans because with the things they don't know, they just ask ChatGPT.
Right.
Education has always been not always, but since, you know, the creation of the internet, it's always been available. But now it's available to the point that AI can articulate for you. You feel me? So however you wanna, you can say, hey, ChatGPT, speak as if you are the most successful lawyer in America. And, you know, I was just fired from work for this reason, woo, 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 and it's gonna give you a whole description on how to defend yourself and how to, you know, pursue, you know, getting reciprocated for whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? Or understanding the laws behind, can you be treated like this? Can you not be treated like this?
Yeah.
You know, Brief uses it for prayer because
Right.
it just words things better for him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can really strengthen a lot of your weaknesses through AI. So as far as the jobs being lost, I think the jobs being lost can easily be converted to more IT certifications and placements. Rest in peace, Cassette. One of my OGs, he was pushing for me to go and get, you know, IT certifications because, I mean, with a few certifications, which only take very little time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, some are a week, some are a month. But in 12 months, you could pile up 4 or 5, 6 certifications and be making 6 figures. in 12 months.
Right.
So, it's creating different. Like you have the opportunity to switch professions, or like we don't need cashiers. Let's be real. Like cashiers are slower. Cashiers fuck the money up. The machine is not going to fuck money up. You're not going to be $1 short.
I give you pushback on
You know
that.
what I'm
What about when the ATMs malfunction? That's the same thing.
You go to a different one, right? Or what do you mean malfunction? In what sense?
ATMs when they malfunction,
Malfunction might spit out all the
spit
money.
out all the money or keep the card. That's essentially saying that they don't mess up when they do, because the system.
I mean, I don't think AI is involved in ATMs yet. That's just basic technology.
I think they are, because that's the voice command. The voice command is AI. AI has been amongst us much longer
voice
than we
command
think
is
they
not
have.
AI.
No, it's not AI directly the way that we view it in that
it's
form.
automated.
But it's automated, but it's still a form of AI. Siri is like AI.
Siri is AI.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
technically AI has been amongst us far longer than we think that it has, but it's just we didn't acknowledge it as that until it was presented to us as AI. We just thought
Until
it was
it
robots.
actually
'Cause
starts.
remember,
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's the introduction to it. They told us it was robots. And that's why we viewed Siri as a robot.
Yeah.
But really, that's AI 100% all the way through.
Yeah. For
Siri
sure.
was the first AI.
Siri was probably
And then
the
remember,
first
they
AI.
brought Alexa, and they tried different
Uh-huh.
things. That's when
Yeah.
everybody was putting them in their homes.
Yeah.
And really, it's to spy on you, to gather information,
Yeah.
so they could better the
My
the
kids
AI.
got that Alexa shit around the
program.
house. I
Mhm.
hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think IT's paying really well. They're always hiring. It's a lot of benefits. You in the AC.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's certain things to think about. Well, I think we have to embrace it. We have to grow with the technology.
Yeah.
And that's
I just
gotta
wish
go.
I was in school now, boy. I would have never failed.
Yeah, because
AI,
with
ooh.
ChatGPT,
Yeah,
how could
yeah,
you fail?
Man,
how could you fail, bro?
I would have.
We had some fact checks. The ATM is the automated teller machine, so it was one of the revolutionary AI tools.
There
Wow.
we go. See?
And then right now, the World Economic Forum, AI will automate around 42% of the tasks by 2027, and less than 5% of jobs can be fully automated using AI today.
Mm.
Dang.
So it's gonna leave a dent, but it's just a matter of how do we transition,
Yeah.
accept it, and like you said, to use it in a sense to our benefit.
Yeah.
I also
Use it
think
to our advantage.
Yeah.
we as a community need to become less reliant on being hired. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Like let's let's level up, bro. Let's teach ourselves some things with this AI and learn how to make actionable steps towards not needing to be hired.
Right.
So I think that's important too.
I think we gotta.
Go ahead, Bar.
Yeah, I just think we gotta understand too. Like you say, embrace the AI, but I also think we gotta understand that we can't lose tools that got us to learning how to read, right? Because there's a lot of things that we lose our memory because everything is so easy access. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we also still got to remember like the foundation of how we even read, right? Because some people don't even know their parents' names and numbers or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. But what you're saying is something that we got to practice on our own.
Yeah.
Because the most shocking thing to me was when my oldest son was he was signing up for something. I forgot what it was. It was in school, and it was like, sign your name right here. And he started to write his name. I was like, what are you doing? You got to sign your name. He was like, what do you mean sign my name? That's when it dawned on me, like, they took cursive out of schools.
Yeah.
So unless we teach our kids how to sign, they don't know how to sign.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
They took that out of schools.
mhm.
Your kid would not know how to sign anything unless you teach them.
He's just gonna print it.
Yeah, they're just gonna print it. That's how far technology has gone. Everything is online now. My son that's in the 4th grade, everything he does on a computer.
But a lot of these kids but you got kids in these schools that can pull up a laptop, they can search, do all types of things, but they really are not good in school. Like they can't read and write.
But then
like,
again,
for
it's
real.
just like what Spider said earlier too. We looking at it like that, but it's really like their knowledge is way advanced.
By
Yeah,
far.
it
It's
is.
way more advanced.
By far.
My son that's 9 years old sometimes show me things that I was like, God damn, I didn't even know I can go on WhatsApp and share my screen and he showed me how to do that.
It's just, but in
And
the
he's only 8.
classroom,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
but in the classroom, a lot of these kids are not. It's not reciprocating the same
Nah,
way. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not,
Like
it's not.
we gotta look at like the school boards. Like a lot of kids are failing when it comes to grade levels.
Let me
like,
ask you this.
they're below grade level.
Do you think that it's time for us to change the curriculum? And what I mean by that is
yes,
like just the whole structure of the school
Yes.
system.
Yeah,
the school system is messed
Don't
up.
get me started on that one.
Yeah,
bro.
we
Nah, I
can
want
start
you
on
to
that.
get
We
started.
can
We
start
learn
on that.
stuff that we don't need to learn.
We all
Yeah.
have kids that
No, we all
absolutely
have kids.
absolutely
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely,
educational
bro.
system. Because I find it interesting how we've changed in so many areas of life or just throughout history, so many different sectors. Like cars are electric now. Like phones are touchscreen now. At one point
Yeah.
it was all
Yeah,
you had to press the digits or whatever. But the educational sector has been left or neglected and been left the same. Of course, it's by design. We know that.
yeah.
But it's time for a change
It's a
because
lot of shit they took out too, bro.
But
of
then
course,
again,
they took out God out of the schools. Like there's a lot of stuff.
They won't change it because that's exactly what they want.
Right. That's
They,
their
they
agenda.
want us. They want us there because they're not teaching our kids how to become businessmen.
No.
They're not teaching them what to do after college. All they teaching them is how to become great workers.
How to become
Yeah.
employees.
That's all they teaching them.
Yeah.
Pass the test.
No, and
I
I don't
can't
even think
stand
that.
that.
And
I
the
think
coalition,
even that might be inaccurate. I don't even think they're leaving. Like you should be able to leave 8th grade at 15, 16 years old and actually be able to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you should be able to start applying the skills that
Yeah.
you've been learning.
But there is no skills. They're not. All them skills
you
is
know,
gone.
I kind of
Spider,
disagree a little bit
which
with that.
I agree with you on that, right? I think some things in life should be left alone. Not everything requires change or evolution. What I mean by that is, like, for example, you're a barber. That's a trade. I don't see AI replacing that anytime soon.
I mean, it can't. Not right now, at least.
That's what I'm saying, right? I believe what you're saying at the age 14, 15, 16, yeah, they should segue, but segue them into picking up trades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what people fail to realize is the jobs or the trades that you neglect, those are the ones that's really earning and making a lot of money.
Those are those that's not
AC,
going nowhere.
automotive,
Yes, sir.
But they
Yeah.
took that out, man.
beautician,
Those
barbers,
should be
like,
our
Wood shop is not
electives,
even
bro.
in schools no
That's
more.
what I
In
was
high
telling
school,
you. But
a trade should be our elective.
but it
We're
was once
electing
upon a time
It
it
was.
the trade.
when
That's
I was
not-
when I was in school,
Right.
it was.
But even
It
more
was.
so than just learning it, being certified in it, bro.
right.
yeah.
You get what I'm
Part of
saying?
the curriculum to graduate.
Because I
Yeah.
mean, how long do you have to intern to be an electrician? 5 years?
4 years.
An
yeah.
official
Yeah,
electrician.
Yeah, about 5 years.
You could do that in
Fact check
from
that,
9th
please.
to 12th grade. You could be a certified electrician when you graduate, bro.
Mhm.
That's
But they
true.
took
And
it
not only
out.
that,
Think
but
about
you
that.
could be a general contractor.
They
You
took
could
all
be a
that
GC.
out, though.
Yeah.
Think about it. Wood shop.
And
all
those are
that,
the
it's out of
industries-
there.
Home
Those
bed.
are contractors.
Those
Yeah.
are the industries that
I mean,
are, for the most part, recession-proof,
carpenter.
right? Because, listen, you're going to always need your AC as throughout the world.
Yeah.
You can't live without AC no more,
Shit. I can't.
right? So that
I
shit,
can't.
that shit is essential now, right?
my
Yeah,
AC
for
went
sure.
down.
You can't live without a vehicle unless if you're like in New York City and
Mhm.
actually
Yeah, you gotta
Manhattan or
be- yeah,
whatever,
DC.
right? But even then,
They still need
you
some type
still
of
need it because
transportation.
you need a transportation
Yeah.
from the cab driver.
Mhm.
And
So
then
you need
the
automotive.
train.
You see what I'm saying? You need like culinary, like becoming a
Bro,
chef.
exactly.
CPR. You
Like,
need
why
it.
You get
don't-
what I'm saying?
Think
Why
about
don't we
CPR.
have these things in place? We going an extra 4 years, not really learning much.
Nothing.
Because like high school is experience. Like you go to high school for the experience of talking to girls, girls talking to guys, becoming more athletic, learning the game if you're playing a sport.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like what the fuck is Earth Space Science gonna do for us when we
For
graduate?
real.
Yeah, it's cool to know. Don't get me
Advanced
wrong.
science.
It's cool to know, but like, how is it helping us practically? It's not helping us. So I just think like certain shit
Right.
is bullshit. Like you forcing a kid to learn.
Some shit they never gonna use again.
Never.
It's just like this,
Never.
fellas. Like
Never.
at the age of 18 or 19, or and I guess if some of y'all are like scholars and you enroll early 16, 17, however, you're able to take out student loans for up to $500,000, $1 million. There's no cap,
Mhm.
there's no ceiling. 'Cause they
Student
want to put
loans.
you in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Student loans, right? But you can't go to the bank and take out a business loan.
Mhm.
They're gonna automatically deny you,
Yeah.
even with the legitimate business plan.
Mhm.
So the system was never built or designed or created to really help you advance or further your knowledge.
Just
It's
to put
really
you in debt.
to fit
Yeah.
and play their game
Like,
and fit
Barry,
their agenda.
You're an athlete.
Yeah.
So and you've been an athlete for a while.
Long time.
Long
now.
time, right? Let's just say in theory. Let's just say in theory, and while you were in high school playing football, you also adopted a trade. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, we're gonna say electrician, right?
Mhm.
Just because we're already there. Now, I don't know. Can we get a fact check, James, on the how much electricians make,
Oh, they making
like average?
apprentice or like the actual like.
So for apprenticeship,
certified?
most electricians have to go to 4 to 5 years apprenticeship, and I'll give you the how much they get
Okay.
paid in a little bit.
Yeah, but that's
Alright.
even went
Okay.
that even went down now to
Okay,
like
so
2 years
I'm
now.
just what I'm getting at is, let's just say you went to college, obviously. Let's just say
On
Let's
average,
just say you did go to
61,000 a
college.
year.
61,000.
And that's entry level.
That's apprentice.
That's
yeah.
good.
you've
Right.
been What? How much?
61,000 as an
61.
apprentice.
Okay,
Mhm.
and we know some people who
Six
make well
figure.
over 100.
Yeah.
It is.
Right?
Listen, that's just through your employer. Now
Okay.
imagine the side jobs you pick up when you get off work. Most of those people that's in those industries, they really make most of their money doing side jobs.
Yeah,
That's where it really comes from.
yeah.
But go ahead, continue.
And so, and again, Bart, this is not a knock on you. I'm just
No,
trying
that's
to
real.
make a
No,
a point.
they need to hear this.
But you played. Where were you just playing recently? What league?
Jacksonville.
Okay, so let's just say, in theory, you had a job offer before you took that position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, risking your body, risking your health, right? You might have fun. That's a completely different topic. But like, let's just say there was a job, electrician job available that paid you more money.
Oh, it's over with. You gotta hang up the cleats.
You know what I'm saying? And like, you would have had that tool if they gave it to you,
No,
but
facts.
they didn't.
Yeah,
We
that's a good point you made though, bro. Because honestly, that's majority of the guys that I play ball with. They never develop a skill, a trade of anything. You know what I'm saying?
Everything was
Besides
football.
barber. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I always told them dudes that cut hair on the team. Hey, bro, get your certification because this is a gold mine you got going on. Think about all the players that's coming in out of town. They come get a haircut from you. You know what I'm saying? You got your whole team cut. You know what I'm saying? So you getting paid just for being on the team. The whole team is coming. The coaches, everybody getting a haircut from this guy.
It's essential. And you know what? It's a little bit of a story that kind of have me thinking this way. And I dropped out of school in 10th grade. A lot of people don't know that, right? Because I'm well-spoken, I'm educated, whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
And you know, I was super involved in shit that just wasn't beneficial for me at the time, right? So I left, I dropped out. My mom was cool with it because she know what I was doing outside. And she definitely wasn't fucking with that. So she's like, yeah, nigga, drop out. Figure it out. Cause this ain't it. And I went and got my GED. And for a GED, you have to take a course. I think I don't really remember, 30 or 60 days. Then you take the test and then boom, boom, boom. So I'm going to Miami-Dade College in a class with people all age ranges, bro. I'm talking about like, I was most definitely the youngest there. But we talking about 20s, 30s, 50s. Like, it's all sorts of people in there who can't do basic math, right? And like, I didn't do shit there because it was insulting to me. Like, the most difficult thing at the time was three-digit multiplication. Like, bro, what are we talking about right now? Like, we learned that in 8th grade, maybe even 6th grade.
Yeah.
So I could have dropped out in theory in 7th grade, 8th grade, and I would have did okay in life. You feel me? You know, and I'm just saying that in the sense of like, bro.
But just imagine if they had those, I guess, trades in place.
Exactly.
You would
bro.
have stayed in school because at that
I
moment
would've
you would
stayed
have
in
found
school.
something that you like outside of academics or education that would have kept you going or kept you coming back because you found your passion or your purpose in life.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? And
Maybe
then-
I would have started cutting hair earlier.
Exactly.
If it was an elective.
Yeah.
Nigga, what? I would have been eating, bro.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Probably cutting everybody in the school here.
Exactly.
It's probably not going to happen. But on a side note, I think that we can create those programs on the side as opposed to sending our kid to YMCA or sending our kid to ballet or you know, not saying don't feed them don't not give them what they want to do. You feel me? Like if they want to play ball, cool. But like I'm saying, like we can literally, we could sit down tomorrow and open up
Facility.
a facility
Yeah.
to give kids skills
Yeah.
after school. we could do that. That's attainable. Very
That's smart.
tangible.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's smart as hell.
Get the building,
Mhm.
create the curriculum, get different instructors for different things. Nigga, we up.
Let me
like
tell
that.
y'all
Kids is
this.
up.
Let me
like
say
that.
this real quick, right? I think sometimes as parents, we give a little too much leeway to our kids until
Yes.
they're old enough to make decisions. Because a lot of times we're like, oh yeah, they could do whatever they want to do and all that. We got to be very careful with that because
Yes.
that could be dangerous. Because I personally believe, and I'll use some people as an illustration, as an example, that you can tell your kids what to do, which can lead to them having a successful life and eventually lead to great fortune. Let's think about this for a second. I'm gonna name a few individuals. Floyd Mayweather, his father told him what to do. Tiger Woods, father told him what to do.
Yep.
The Williams sister, Venus and Serena. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can guide your kids down the right path while giving them a career or I guess an elective, as you would say at the time when they're younger, which can project them as far as, their trajectory throughout life.
Mhm.
It's not so much always like, oh, whatever it is that whatever they want to do with it. Nah, sometimes you just got to guide them like, okay, you know what? You're going to become an attorney. You're going to become a judge. You're going to become a prosecutor. You're going to become an officer, whatever it is. Or get in the EMT program, become a firefighter. Like people don't realize that these career choices, these people live better lives than a lot of these successful entertainers, athletes, you name them.
Stress.
Because after they put in 20 plus years, they can drop, they keep their pension and whatever was in there, whatever their salary was, they keep it for life. So imagine you bringing in 250, 300, whatever it may be. You keep that for life after you put in 20, 30 years with the city or the county or whatever, right? And you keep your pension. And in most instances, a lot of jobs match whatever you're putting into your 401k when you get in these career paths. So there's many different ways that you can push your children or I guess not even push, direct them.
Guide them
down the path of a career path or a career choice.
Yeah. I agree with you because
it's not so much always what they want to do. Nah, sometimes you might want to pick it for them because you're the one that's experienced. You're the one that's seasoned. You've been through the trial. You tried it the way where you try to do what you like. And some people, it worked out for them.
So let me say one quick thing, right? Like what Bless saying with the guidance, I believe like if I had the right guidance growing up, I remember 1997, right before I graduated, they had like a school seminar or something like that came to the school. People came to the school and some firefighters came.
Right.
And at that time, there was no firefighter school. The man was like, look, fill out this application, blase, and then...
And you'll go directly into the field.
I'll go directly in. He was like, you can start next week. By me not having the right guidance, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to get burned, man. You tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, count that from 97 to now.
Oh, you would have been dropped. You would have been retired.
I would have been ready to retire. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's all about guidance.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a good point, bro.
Yeah, I feel you because I feel like I was like a first gen of everything. First one to go to get a scholarship, go to college, graduate from college.
Yeah.
Honestly, far as like nobody knew how to even go. Nobody had a direction of what I was going. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, for me, it was just like single parent, you know what I'm saying? I had the only way out at the time felt like was sports. You know what I'm saying? So I just held on to that as long as I could because honestly, that's the only thing that I felt like that kept me away from everything that was destroying the community, you know what I'm saying, at the time. Because all my friends, they was either, shoot, them boys destroyed even to this day, like you say. So like, I just felt like, for me, if I had like you said, if I had somebody to be like, hey, you know what? Like my mom, she's a nurse, but she never taught me nothing that has nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like parents if parents have trades, you need to teach your child that.
You gotta pass it on.
You need to pass it on.
This is not a knock on women at all.
Yeah.
But I like, someone told me, I don't remember exactly who it was. It's like, the mother is the nurturer. She's the mother.
Mm-hmm.
So she's always going to be looked at the person who's going to care the most, right? The person who's going to make sure you eat when you ain't eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the father is the structure, the lead example. If you're not in a situation like mine, right, where I'm you know, I'm absent more than I'm present. It is by choice because I'm self-employed and I have multiple businesses, but in a sense of like when I see my kids, you know, the few times a week that I see them, my impact on them is very powerful because they see progressive things. And like I had a conversation with my son, right? And so my oldest son is so smart, bro, but he lazy as hell. And I had to sit him down and I said, look, bro, you can't accomplish nothing being lazy in this world. I'm gonna tell you why, bro. And I progressively went through different scenarios. It's like, if you want to play basketball, because he liked basketball, I said, if you lazy, you never gonna be good. Everybody gonna beat you.
That's
if you lazy, you never gonna be good at that game that you play all day. You're gonna cry because everybody gonna beat you. You feel me? If you lazy, you ain't gonna make no money. If I was lazy, I couldn't feed you. You feel me? He was like, we had got to the shop. I picked him up. We went to the barbershop. I'm cutting. When are we going home? Can we go to your crib, daddy? Can we go to your crib? Word, like literally the words he's saying. I'm like, yo, you hungry, right? He's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I want some food. I said, if I'm not here, you can't eat.
Real talk.
That's real.
I said, if I ain't working, you can't eat. You want to go home and be hungry?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great thing that you're having this conversation with. How old is he?
He's 8.
See, the earlier you catch it, the better. Because you're able to identify that he was lazy.
He's lazy,
you
bro.
didn't dismiss it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to that, I want to say something kind of going back to what we were saying. Like, sometimes I sit back and I think, like, you know how when we're growing up, we're all pretty much doing the same things as far as your clique, your homeboy, your crew. Just imagine if we all were into different things. Meaning, like, the football niggas hung with the football players, basketball hung with basketball, street cats hung, you know, and if you're a street cat and a ball player, you know, you're able to do both or whatever, right? But I guess what I'm saying is just imagine if, let's say it's a clique of 5 of us. Let's say one is the athlete, right? One becomes the agent. One becomes an officer. One becomes a judge. One becomes an attorney. Now that network becomes so powerful as opposed to all 5 of us trying to play ball, when the chances of one of us making it
It's already
3 to
hard.
5%. And I'm not shooting down nobody's dream, but what I'm saying is I think we should all revisit certain things with our kids and be like, you know what? You can do this, but I need you to take this as far as your secondary option, your plan B, just as important as your plan A.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go hard with your plan A. Don't think about your plan B. But when you're focused on your plan B, don't think about plan A. Focus on the plan B.
As my boy Brief would say, wow, that's deep.
or
Fire.
Or as Brief would say, I know you're kind, nigga. Shout out to Brief, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's our boy. You know, he couldn't make it today, but hey, you already know Brief is one of the primary hosts of the pod. But going back to what we're saying, like, as parents, we have to go back to doing our job. Stop letting social media, stop letting, I guess, the world raise your kids. You raise your kids.
Yeah.
And think of everything that you wanted to do as a kid. Not the dumb stuff, the materialistic stuff, not the monetary stuff, but like the stuff that you used to be like, damn, if I had access to this, if I had that, that's what you should be passing on to your kids. You get what I'm saying?
One more short little story.
Go ahead.
This weekend, my daughter was laying next to me in the bed. She was trying to get on TikTok, and like me and her mom had a discussion on, you know, the TikTok account and how it was gonna be utilized, and like, you know, we agreed on terms because I was kind of against it because she's 10, and you know, we agreed on terms that, you know, she was gonna manage the account. She wasn't gonna, you know, she was gonna be on it actively to make sure like it's not no shit going on, like it shouldn't be going on. My daughter says, "Daddy, they banned me from TikTok." And I'm like, why? It's saying I'm not of age, right? And I'm laughing. I'm like, they got your ass, right? And I'm reading the thing and it says, she's using face scan to get she's using face scan to get in the app. And the app flagged her and said, you are not at least 13 years old.
I think they should raise that age limit regardless. I don't think 13 is.
I think
Like-
it should be at least 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, you know,
Right.
I giggled it off. I laughed with her and like, but I thought it was kind of cool. Like I thought it was cool that like TikTok recognized that she was
And didn't grant
not
her
of
access.
age. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I appreciated that for a second. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
cool. But
Speaking of age, let's stay right there with it, right? And I want everyone in here, as far as all the fellas, all the men, to answer this. I guess at what point in life did you realize, or what experience made you, I guess, have to tap into your manhood and realize, like, damn, I'm a man now. I gotta start operating, moving, and conducting myself like a grown man. I'm no longer a kid, a child, or a baby, or a teenager. So we'll go around the room. Whoever want to take it, go ahead, have at it.
Go ahead, Barry.
For me, shoot, if I could think about it, I would just say like 8th grade. For me, I felt like, cause like I said, I was raised by a single parent. Brother went into the service, sister went and got married, and it was just me at the house with my mom working a 12-hour shift at night. So like going to school and coming home, ain't nobody was home like at all. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I tell people about sports. It was just the only outlet. So like I used to have to come home, cook. I used to have to wash my own clothes, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I walk the dog. So I was doing everything. I mean, I'm cleaning up the house by myself because at the end of the day, it's only my stuff that's being messed up because I'm the only one really in here. My mama, she coming home, she going straight to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing she got to clean up is her bed. But for me, I had to make sure I took care of things, make sure I did my homework. So it's like I was taking on things in that manner. Now, as far as like taking care of somebody, I'm just starting. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like mentally feeling like I had to take responsibility of my future and what I was gonna do, that's how I got into private school. I had to find ways. I had to go call some, hey, can you pick me up? Coaches, hey, I need a ride. So, like I said, I had to help myself out to get through a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't nobody at home.
right.
Hey,
Straight up.
Fire.
that's fire. But at least you were, I guess, in the right state of mind enough to identify what you had to do when you actually did it. And
Facts.
go ahead, Spider, what you got?
Probably a year or two after I moved out of my mom's house, things were starting to become very different from what I was used to. You feel me? The household, my new household, was relying upon me. And so I wasn't really used to that feeling of being relied upon so much. You feel me? And so you know, with the responsibility of, you know, having a female at the crib and having at the time I had one child, and really getting used to the process and knowing that whatever happens here is my fault, whether it's good or bad. Because as you know, some of us know, when a kid, when a woman becomes pregnant and things of that nature, like at some point they got to stop working, right?
Right.
And so like, I give her credit because like she was a really hard worker when like she is a hard worker, but you know the pregnancy, even through the pregnancy, she was working. You feel me? And she obviously stopped when she couldn't do it anymore. You know, it gets
Right.
at some point it gets unbearable,
Right.
which is understandable. And then you have the postpartum situation, not necessarily speaking on depression, but in the sense of like just having to adjust and deal with things in the schedule and stuff like that. And I was the only one working. And so, you know, a year of that, when you first start doing it, you don't even realize what you're doing. But like at some point it clicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't know, I can't recall a specific moment, but like in that situation, like at some point it just clicked in me maybe a year later that like, yo, like whatever happens from here on is on me. And so this is more than I've ever experienced. This is the responsibility I've never seen. And it created a monster because all I did from that point on was adopt responsibility.
And got on the grind.
Yeah.
Got to.
Go ahead, Liv.
Well, mine was at 18, had my first daughter. But you know, that didn't make me become a man because at the same time, you know, I had my mom.
Yeah.
She had her parents. Everybody was helping us
You
out.
had a great support system.
Yeah, I had a great support system. But at the same time, me being a man, thinking that, okay, I got to make some money. So, you know, running around, playing football, still running around with the boys in the hood. end up getting locked up.
Damn.
So now, you know, me getting locked up, getting a big sentence, that's when I realized, like, look, you got to man up, because now you're a 18, 19-year-old stuck in a place with a bunch of grown men who's never coming home. And you either gonna grow up real quick or you're gonna become somebody punk. And I was like, nah, that ain't gonna be me. But it's a different world when you're in that system, when you have to become a man, because the reason you gotta become a man quick, because you gotta adapt every day. Every day you wake up, you gotta adapt to a new system. And when I say new system, it's like, yeah, you're gonna see the same routine, but every day is something different. Cause I remember when I first got in there, I was like, okay, this is gonna be easy. This is gonna be easy. Till I went to prison. Like when I got to prison, that's when I was like, damn, we talking about people that's been locked up since 1950s. People that's been locked up since the 70s. And you looking at these dudes, you like, damn, y'all never coming home for real. And you gotta make that decision. It's like with me, when I first got in there, I made a lot of bad decisions. I was wilding out, acting young, doing a lot of dumb things. I did a lot of times in a hole.
In the shoe.
Yeah, it was horrible, but it clicked on me. Once I was in a hole for 3 months, and I was sitting there. I was talking to. I was in a hole for 3 months. There's the dude that was next to me. He did 23 years in a hole.
We gonna get back to how you got there.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to that. So, but while I'm in there doing the 3 months,
the mic a little bit.
While I'm in there doing
days.
the 3 months, the same dude I'm telling you about that did the 23 years. He was talking through the AC vent to me, like, yo, brother, he was a Muslim dude, so he was like, man, do you have any kids out there? I said, yeah, I got a little daughter out there. He was like, if you ever plan on seeing her, man, you got to change. I was like, what you mean by change? He said, all that little playing around, fighting, that could easily become a murder and you never going home. I laid in my bunk, thought about it. I'm like, damn, because it done been a few stabbings around us, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we doing things, but I ain't ever got caught. But I sat there and thought about it. I'm like, damn, I think at that moment, that's when I became a man. I realized, like, damn, if I really want to get home and raise my daughter, I got to change my ways.
That's deep right there.
That's deep.
I had to change my ways, and then guess what?
I've been on live for about almost 2 decades now. I never knew this story.
So I did it, got home, and then one other thing, like, I always made a promise to myself, like, growing up with my dad and my mom, like, I never seen my dad took me to school. My dad never took me to school one day. He never knew where my school was, nothing. Like, but I can't blame him.
Right.
That's what he was. He was here to provide and do his thing. So I remember sitting in that prison cell and playing all that back in my mind, and I said to myself, like, I'm not gonna be a better father than what he was. I gotta be a better me.
Right.
So everything he never did for me, I do it for my kids. Bless know this about me.
Yeah.
Every single day I wake up and bring my kids to school because I know the void that I felt when I didn't have that. Every afternoon I pick them up from school. Facts. Unless I'm sick or out of town.
Real talk.
So,
that's real.
Yeah, so that's what made me a man.
Wandy, at what point did you realize that you had to become a man, or what was the experience like?
Well, it's a little different because the more you grow,
give us the first experience.
Well, my first experience, I was like 14, and my mama said, "Hey, we need a better life for you, so we're gonna send you to the United States." And I had to move here with my brother. I was 14, he was 15, living in an apartment by ourselves, and we had to,
figure it out.
We had to figure it out how we're gonna eat. I know she was helping, but I was still 14 and 15, like about to be 15, just starting high school. So just by and even then, looking it back from that, I still wasn't a man yet,
Right.
Like I really become a man when I turned 30, to be honest with you. Yeah. But when I was 15, like when I was talking to grown people that was giving me advice, how you like hard-headed when you're a kid, and I'm like, I'm a man,
Right.
But looking back from there, I'm like, damn, there was so many things I could have done different. So I wasn't really a man because now I wouldn't do it the same. You get me?
Facts.
So when I really become a man is when I was 30. But at the age of 15, I thought I was a man.
Yeah.
So let's dive into
to grow up in by myself, taking myself to high school, never really got in trouble. Passed all my classes just because I wanted to play football. Ended up at a D1 school. You get me? So all of that was like decision that I could have made different even now thinking about it. But I think I was a man. But in Haiti, you become a man when you get out, man, because you got to get it how you get it.
Right.
So,
That's
but
real.
just from being here and seeing how people move and the things that I'm learning, I really then become a man and making the right decision that I need to be making until I turn 30, to be honest.
So now, what were some of those decisions that you were making at the age of 30 that you weren't making, I guess, in your 20s?
Using no
The
condom.
number one is like chasing girls, bro.
Using no condom.
You weren't practicing safe sex.
Strap
Well,
it
I
up.
get him on fleek though. Well, I get him
Strap
on
it up.
fleek though. So, but like the time you spending chasing something else that you should have been chasing that would have made your life better,
Right.
Yeah.
when you wasn't doing it. So those things, if you're a man, you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. You're going to prioritize
So
what really
that-
matters.
That's how I see
Yeah.
it, and that's how it is for me.
For
About
me,
you,
it was two different instances. One, of course, was when I was 18 in college playing ball when I got shot.
Yeah.
Because at that present moment, my life flipped completely upside down. Because I went from a young phenom with a promising future to bed rest, hospital, learning how to walk all over again on bed rest for a whole year. So it was two completely different extremes. You following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at that moment, the only thing that really mattered to me was surviving.
Mhm.
Not how many broads I've been with, not the fun times hanging out with my
Scoring
homeboys or
touchdowns.
just, you know,
Mhm.
being a class clown, doing whatever it takes to get attention or whatever from whether it's your classmates or women, whatever the case may be. None of that mattered. It was just, how can you get yourself out of this situation? It's survival. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to remember, amongst my peers, when I was able to fully recover from that, I noticed the difference. Because at that moment, the world robbed me from my innocence. I can no longer operate off of not knowing better. Because when you go through this traumatic injury or traumatic experience, it forces you to become an adult right then and there.
Yeah.
Not the next day, not the next 5 minutes, because now you have to prioritize. And you always have this reminder in the back of your mind, like, okay, whatever it is that you're about to go get into, think about at the time when you were gunned down, what importance or significance would it have with your life right now? So that's how I'm able to, I guess, go through the elimination process to make a lot of decisions, which is why I always try to remain on the right path, because I go back to that time like, okay, what mattered in that moment? What was important? So that's why you don't value materialistic things or monetary things, because in that moment, none of that shit matters.
Right.
And that's the last thing on your mind. You get what I'm saying? So, and I get amongst my peers and I realize psychologically or mentally, we're not even vibrating on the same frequency. Because the thing that you just want to casually and go do for fun, I already know better that it serves us no purpose 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And I can't fault them because they didn't go through this experience. At time, it was frustrating because I'm like, damn, y'all just don't get it. But it wasn't for them to get, because that was my experience. That was my life, what I went through. It took me a couple of years to figure that part out. Then I realized, you know what? Everyone has their own journey. Everyone's on their own path.
Mhm.
So you can't expect for them to, I guess, understand it from your perspective or try to live their life through that you live your life.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
sooner I was able to be receptive to that, the faster I was able to get back to being around my friends and accepting them back for who they are, as opposed to wanting them to be or to react to certain things the way that I was reacting to it. Right. And the second thing was, of course, the birth of my first child, my daughter, because now I have to be a man all over again, a different man. Now I have somebody that that me and my wife gave life to, because as the saying goes, once you give life, life is bigger than yours. So if you really truly believe that, then you have to start walking down that path and operating in that space.
Mm.
So as she was, when she was born, I was like, I just remember holding her. I'm like, whoa, reality hit. No more fucking around, playing around, bullshitting. It's like you have someone that you gave life to that didn't ask to be here, because none of us did. But in that moment, me and my wife, we brought her into this world. So she's our responsibility, our duty, our obligation. So that was the second experience for me. And then from there, that's when I was like, okay, now what are the necessities or the changes that I need to make sure that she's fine, and of course, the rest of her life, trying to set her up the best way that you could possibly do, working with the resources that we do have. You get what I'm saying? Because all of us in here coming up, we literally had to find our way, right? And we can't really blame our parents for all of this, because this is part of being an adult.
Right.
When you realize that a lot of this was not your parents' fault, because they were figuring it out the same way that you are, except they had less resources. You gotta understand, a lot of parents were coming from different countries, not too far removed from segregation. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of them were figuring it out on their own, on their journey as well. So we can't really fault them too much. We just have to give them a pass. And then now you become the change that you wanted for yourself, for your kids.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I think that's the approach that we got to take. And I think if we all do that, we'll be better as a culture, race,
I know I got my
generation,
old
and
boy.
everything.
I know my old boy ain't messing with me when I have because I don't have a child yet. So like, I always hear about them stories when everybody had their first child, and understanding that experience and being a man and stuff like that. Because once you get past 30, man, it sounds good saying you ain't got no kids, but it don't sound too well after 30. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, like what's going on with you? And there ain't nothing going on. It just, decisions are being made, and you're trying to find the right person. But like I said, like for my old boy, like I just feel like he just never even gave himself a shot at taking on those, responsibilities as a father. Cause like he met me when I was in college, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yet he still find a way to not be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know who he is though. I know who he is, but I don't know what makes him him. You know what I'm saying? I have no
Y'all never had to sit down and talk?
He ain't MIA.
Let me ask you this.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he choose, cause I got an older brother from him too. And same conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they live by each other.
To be a parent though, bro.
Let me ask you this. What would that relationship, I guess, patching it, making it better, what would that do for you right now as a man? What areas, where, I guess, what void would that fill for you?
I think just understanding, I want to say things that I'm going through as a man. Some things you might just only look to you try to find out through your father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you grew up like, oh, you got like your daddy. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like your mom told you some things as a child. And you like, I'm really trying to figure out, am I really like that? Or do we have some similar traits?
Yeah.
But if you never get a chance, or that person is never open to be, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to talk about things like that. But my mama the same way too, though. She don't want to talk about, like I don't come from that household. Like basically, I don't come from a household that actually gonna sit down and have a real conversation with you and really be truthful about what you saying and what they receiving. So for me, I never experienced that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sit down for me was the grandparents. Like that's where I got to sit down from. My grandfather would sit down and talk to me for an hour.
Let me ask you a question. When you say your grandfather, that's on your mother's side or your
Mother's
dad's
side.
side? Have you ever met your grandfather on your dad's side?
I got a grandma still alive from my daddy, and she don't even partake. But my grandma.
The reason I'm saying that is because maybe he never had a father figure too. He don't know how to be a father.
But see, that's the thing.
My dad say that all the time.
Yeah, but for example, like my mom grew up with both parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My daddy had both parents too. But the thing is that they never, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, not to bash my parents, because my mom is a wonderful, you know what I'm saying? She have her ways, but my mom is definitely a wonderful woman from the time I was born until now. It's just, as an adult though, you want to be able to sit down and talk to your parents, bro. Like we're talking about never having a real conversation with them.
You don't want to face it.
And that's the thing. I don't see how you don't. And when you created me, like, you know what I'm saying?
Just honestly, I'm not gonna say you gotta you can't never let that go because that's your feelings.
Right? Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta come to a common ground where you understand where she's coming from too. She's probably have so much trauma she's hiding. She don't want to resurface back those traumas.
Revisit them.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
And you gotta be like, as a son, you gotta be like, you know what? I respect that, but if you ever do wanna talk, I'm here. But what you saying, I hear you, but it's just like me. There's a lot of things I don't know about my dad, but I don't look at him as less of a man. Like, I don't even know why my dad left Haiti. To this day, he never tell us. He's never went back over there.
Yeah.
And when I bring it up, he'll be like, "Oh, no, I don't want to hear about that."
But you got
Yeah.
but you got the
It's
chance.
crazy.
You actually seen your father though.
Yeah, I seen him.
I didn't physically knew
but
what
let
my
me
father
tell you
looked
something
like
too. Okay, you've never seen your father, right?
until I was 19.
Okay, so put yourself in my shoe. My dad was in my house, living with me, doing everything he had to do, but never gave me any tools to be a man. Which one would you rather?
See, I wouldn't know because I don't know my father.
But what I'm basically,
Like,
a
you know what I'm saying?
present parent doesn't necessarily mean that's an active parent.
what I'm basically trying to tell you,
I understand.
what
that.
I'm basically trying to tell you, everything you were searching for from your dad, I had my dad physically there, but I never gotten that. Let me quick,
More painful.
a little quick story.
Yeah.
I was in the 11th grade playing ball at North Miami. It was one night it was raining real hard. Finished playing, couldn't get home. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna wait the rain. I'm gonna wait it out. Bus stopped running. Now it's 11:40. So I said, damn, I don't know what to do. So I go back into school. They closing the school. I said, let me run and call my house. Because remember back then we only had house phones.
Right.
So my mom don't get off work till 12. So I call home. Nobody answered. Call again, nobody answered. Call the third time, my dad answered. I said, yo, I'm stuck at the school. Can you come pick me up because it's raining real hard? I can't walk home. Do you know what my dad told me? My dad said, why are you still in school at this time? I was like, I was playing ball. The next thing he said, okay, what school you at? I said, what? What do you mean what school I'm at? This man asked me, am I still at Gratney Elementary? And I'm in the 11th grade. So you know what I did? I gently hung up the phone and walked in the rain. I got home at 1-something, soaked in wet. But guess what? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You got to look at it like, you know what I mean? Yours was never there, but mine was physically there, but wasn't there. It's time I wish he wasn't there. But then again, I got to also respect him because as I got older, like to go back, not to go back to before I went to prison, 2 days before I went to prison, me and my dad had a big ass art fight. Like we didn't fist fight, but almost went at it. And when I sat in prison, for me to become a man, I had to do something I couldn't find myself doing. I picked up the phone and called him and apologized. You know why I apologized? While I was sitting in there, I sat there and said, damn, all these things I was crying for my dad to give me, I never realized the things he did give me. I've always had a roof over my head. I've always had running water. I've always had lights. So I had to sit there like, damn, I'm sitting here tripping for the little things I didn't get from him, but he couldn't give me that. But he did give me the things that I need in life. So I called him, apologized to him, and me and him been the best friends since.
Yeah.
You might have to reach out to him and just have that conversation.
That's what I was going to tell you. Reach out to him.
It's just more like all my siblings have the same relationships.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
but
almost
at the
like
same
they
time,
try the
listen.
same.
At the same time, you might be the one that get through to him.
Yeah.
Bless know my other brother.
Yeah.
Like my dad would not deal with my other brother, but he'll deal with me.
I got a similar story for sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
My daddy, and that's what I'm saying. My dad, from my understanding, it's almost like my brother don't get along. My brother from my daddy's side. And they, like you said, live in the same area, down the street from each other. You know what I'm saying? For me, I've always been down here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand as a man, I have always had my hand open. That's the only reason why he even got the chance to know me. Understand that my daddy first time seeing my face was on TV. It wasn't even, talking about like, I'm talking about ESPN. Oh, I'm committed to Florida. So at that time, for me, it was more like, I don't know if he's here for the right reasons or not. But soon as ball stopped, the relationship stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it like, what the fuck? Like, damn.
He was only around just in case you made it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some movie type shit. This ain't supposed to really, you know what I'm saying, go on. But, you know, like I said, though, I ain't gonna fault him for that. But, like, I don't think he's trying to fill the void. It's just more like like I said, like just
You're
having
closing.
a male,
You're
just having a
closing.
male
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
doing male things, dog, would just be respectful. Cause like my grandfather, he only got one eye and he had a disability, so like it wasn't really catching, you know what I'm saying,
But
or like
let me
decisions.
say one last thing. Like, let's just say right now you reach out to him, things don't work out, right? It's not a bad thing. You know why? Later on in life, when you have your kids, you know what mistakes not to make.
That's what I was
That's
saying
what you gotta
earlier.
get
That's
out of
what I
that.
was getting at when I was saying like I ain't never had a child yet, but I already know I'm gonna be in my mind. I'm already gonna be in the sense of like not saying better, but I'm gonna have.
No, you got to be better.
Yeah,
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
be
be.
better.
Yeah, but I gotta be that. Like for me, I gotta be that. Like how you say you want to be there for your kids and you there for your kid because I know I see them all the time on the IG, but. Bro, you guys that's being there for y'all kids, bro, y'all don't understand how much that mean a lot to me, especially for somebody that don't have none. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect that more than I respect a lot of other things that's going on in the world. You get what I'm saying? Because to me, that's the foundation for me to understand like how to live in life. Because my grandfather, honestly, that's the person who gave me the tools to even think positive, have a positive mindset in the atmosphere I was living in.
Let me say one more thing to you. Like, bless and Wadi Yaka contest to what I'm about to say. Growing up with with our background, with Haitians background, when you had playing football, any athletic things, your parents or grandparents, whatever was there, right?
You had somebody present.
You had somebody present.
My mom,
support system.
Consistently,
So,
my mom.
I'm 45 right now, and I can clearly remember being one of the fastest guys in Dade County in the state of Florida. I'm going to state, and nobody's there for me. Do you know what a track? I don't know if you ran track.
Yeah.
You ran track.
Mhm.
You know what a track meet is all day. A track meet is damn near a whole day event.
Yeah.
And without that support system, you there by yourself.
Right.
You gotta either drink whatever little Gatorade, whatever water they give you. But when you see other kids on the sideline, parents giving them snacks, you just sitting there like, damn. And I'm at this age. I can still remember that. I remember going to state my senior year. Went home. I was so excited. I'm in a newspaper. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Brought it home to my dad. Like, look, I made it. He was like, he looked at it. He said, "What is this?" I said, I was like, nah, don't get me. I love him, but bless no, he that's just who he is.
That's just who he is.
So I was like, look, man, I'm about one of the fastest kids in the whole state of Florida. I'm talking to him. He looked at me and he said, so this running thing is doing what for you? I said, well, it's gonna give me a scholarship. He said, hey man, listen, man, go get you a job, dog.
I probably need something like that.
That's just the understanding that, so
he didn't know better.
Yeah, he didn't know no better. So now the whole ride, me going to state, all I'm thinking about that, God damn, nobody to support me. So you got to realize, when you get your son, man, just make sure you remember all those little moments when you needed your dad, he was in there. That's when you're going to have to be there for your son. Or daughter.
Nah, real talk.
No, that's definitely true because
my situation is kind of like in the middle of both of y'all because I left my Haiti when I was 15. So I haven't seen my dad since. And we talk like once a month, once every 2 months.
He's still in Haiti?
He's still in Haiti. So
but he's there by choice because he don't want to live in America.
Yeah, he's there by choice.
Oh,
but to be honest with you though, I learned a lot of like stuff from my dad when I was young. That still rub up on me now. You get me?
Yeah.
Just by the way he was always carried himself. Like waking up at 6 o'clock, going to work. So I never was the type to complain because I know I wasn't paying for none of those.
So do you wake up at 6 every morning to go to work?
I don't go to work, but I'm waiting for a phone call.
He had to.
I'm up. You're never gonna find me
you
like 6
o'clock. You gotta be up at 5. If he was up at 6, you gotta be up at 5.
Mind you, but let me tell you now.
No, I'm just messing with you.
My dad had to actually drive 2-3 hours to get to T-Machine. You know how that is.
Yeah.
So he had to wake up at 4 or 5 to get out of the house. By the time I wake up to go to school, I didn't see my dad.
Yeah, he was gone.
My mom had to go meet him up later on for work because they kind of work together. Starting businesses together. But when I wake up to go to school and stuff, food was already ready by my mom and stuff like that. But my dad was never there. but I know he was working because everything he's getting paid.
Yeah.
I have food, everything. But my dad wasn't the one like to call me, take me to school or none of that.
It's not just
I don't think
it's just that generation.
But that's
That's
just
culture.
That's just to catch up to what he was trying to tell me.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think my dad know what college I went to. And I went state like 3-4 times in high school. My dad never knew that. He never even asked me about none of those. Like, he just want to know if I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do to like...
But you got to also understand culturally, that's not a part of their culture.
Yeah.
Like, going to states, playing American football, because their version of football is the international football, which is soccer.
Right.
So, like, going back to what Liv was saying, I know exactly what he's talking about because I've been playing sports, or I've been involved in sports or playing ball since literally, I want to say 4th or maybe 5th grade the latest, 4th grade. So I was one of the ones, you know, who actually had who possessed the skill sets and the talent that was actually good. And most of the teams that I was a part of, I was practically the best player on the team. So now,
let Sap hear that.
Sap knows. Going back to what Liv was saying, being, I guess, either the best or one of the best, that makes it worse at times.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is there rooting for you because people know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rooting for the team, they're rooting for their kids, but they know like, okay, this is the best player or one of the best players on the team.
Yeah.
So it's like you look back in the stands, and a lot of times you have to become your own support system. You have to cheer yourself on. You have to tell yourself like, I'm good, I'm great, or nobody's better than me. As far as like, you know, daily confirmations or whatever, because that support system's not there. Not because they don't want to be there,
right?
But more so because they don't understand that aspect of American culture. And also they're working, let's keep it real. Our parents were working minimum wage, low-end jobs.
Yeah. $400 a month.
And those are the jobs that never give you the weekends off.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Dishwasher, prep cook, like the low-end minimum wage at the time in the 90s, it probably was like $4 or $5 minimum wage, $3.
$3.50.
And my parents were both working 2 jobs. You see what I'm saying? So I guess I kind of became wise in my, I guess I want to say my teenage years. And also that has a lot to do because I have older brothers or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So I wasn't holding them accountable for it because I was understanding like I have a roof over my head. Home cooked meal every night. Clothes on my back. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know when you go to school with your peers, you hear what they're complaining about or what's going on in their household.
Yeah.
Then you realize I may not have the support system in the stands, but I have stability at home. Whether you see your parents every day or not, it's still stable. It's a stable environment.
I'm grateful,
for you to thrive and you know be successful in whatever it is that you're trying to do because the environments are already set and laid for you. So yeah, you don't have, I guess, the latest J's because we had to expose ourselves to that. I couldn't send my mom to the mall to go get me J's. See, that's the difference. Y'all were like, your mom could go to the mall, get you J's. My parents was going to go to Payless and bring me Everlast. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the stuff that
my first pair of J's, Vic bought them. That's how.
But that's different though. But what I'm saying is, if your parents were in position, if she was able to, she'd go get you the Retro 11s. She would know the J's. My parents my parents don't know stuff like that.
Let me say one more thing. Before we gotta change subject. I gotta give a shout out to Rock. You know who Rock is.
Of course.
I said nobody was there for me. He was always there for me. That's
shout out to Rock.
Rock is like one of my best friends. We grew up together. So I remember no matter where I was running track, playing ball, he was always that one friend that was in the stands for me. And he would like follow the bus with a car, no matter where I was going to make sure he was in the stands. So I got to give my dog a shout out.
That's a real one right there, man.
That's my ace.
I got something real quick before we break. All right, give me a quick
I got
second.
one more thing to say before you get to that, Bless.
Go ahead.
But in Haitian culture, though, you don't want to go see your dad, bro. Because if you go to see your dad, bring your belt with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to go see my dad.
He's the disciplinarian. He's the structure. It's very, like, gender roles in a traditional Haitian household,
it's crazy.
it's prominent.
That I
Like
know.
it's very
They dead
extreme.
serious about that shit.
yeah.
So if I go 1 month and I see my dad, hey, I was happy.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
I want to do something real quick, right, Barry? We used to do this back in the days while we're on this subject.
Yeah.
Let's go around the room, and we'll start with Wandy. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is called a mental health check-in, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, let us know where you at, and I guess why you're at that number,
Mental
and elaborate.
health. So mental health could be different. So certain month you had a higher than lower.
No,
you know,
today, right now.
Today, right now, I would say like 8, 9. I'll be at an 8, 9.
And what's stopping it from being a 10?
Because as you living, there's circumstances that present themselves that put you to like a little bit, like, you know, that stress you out a little. So with that being said, I'm still dealing with them, and I have plans on how I'm gonna deal with them today, next month, next week, like day by day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, if that plan like stay on track, you should be good. I'm gonna be good. But the fact like it's not taken care of, it's still like in your mental health, like
it's
going to
lingering.
bed. You know what I'm saying? It's lingering. So besides that, man, I'm good to go. I don't listen to what the world got to say. I focus on myself and I grind. That's it.
Well,
What
for
you
me,
got, Liv?
I'm gonna go with an 8, and the reason I'm gonna go with an 8 is like health is good, kids is all right, everybody's doing great, but finance, you know what I mean? Finance plays a big role for every man in this room.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're the head of the household. Every second we thinking about money. So when the finance not all the way there, you're not gonna be at 10.
You're not gonna be at peace.
You're not gonna be at 10. So for me, it's an 8. Health is good, but that finance got to be a little better.
That's good, bro. That's good work.
Where you at, Spider?
I'm gonna have to put myself at like an 8. You know what I'm saying? 7, 8, and I say that because of I just feel like, mind you, the 7, 8 is the highest, I think, for me in my whole life. Because now I understand my story. I understand my history. I understand why I am a certain way, why I prefer certain things. And I'm super productive, but between finances and not really having a partner right now who's really, you know, in with me for the long run,
hold you down.
It definitely affects my morale. You feel me? And I'm just being honest when I say that.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Where you at, Barry?
I think I'm more low than everybody, but I'm more like I'm more like a 6 and a 5. I'm in between because I do got things that's going well, but ever since the injury, I think it's been taking a big toll mentally because it's like you said, it's a life changing surgery I had. Like, so for me, like waking up, when I get out the bed, that first step is not the same no more. Finances, like we talk about all the time, like it stops you from the finances in a sense, not completely, but you have to find another way to get there. So like I've just been honestly battling the man in the mirror, honestly. So
Yeah,
I think it's healthy though. Like it's a healthy 5 because it's more it shows that I got a lot of room to work with. You know what I'm saying? So I think I enjoyed the fact that I am behind the 8 ball a little bit because it's giving me room to understand myself and understand the things I got to do to, you know what I'm saying, to strive for better and be better for myself, but also for every person that I come in communications with. So
yeah.
feel me?
For me, I'll say a 9. And that's only because I have to be grateful. Although I initially wanted to say like a 7, but you know, after hearing what everybody said, I'm like, you know what? Just off of everything that I have to be thankful for. Not saying that y'all didn't, because y'all did. Like, as far as the finance aspect of things, can it be better? Absolutely. Has it been better? Without a doubt. But in a sense, it's like we'll sit here and try to attain the most that we could acquire financially, when in reality, the most important thing is love. You understand what I'm saying? But the love that I'm talking about is the unconditional love, right? Not the one that's associated with finances. Because once you have that I guess from your immediate family or whoever it is that you feel that is closest to you, right? Like everyone in here, we all tight, we're all cool. You understand what I'm saying? It's more than just a friendship, it's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like just doing this panel here, I learned about everyone here, stuff that I didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? So just these small things that we take for granted that I feel like, you know what, it pushed me to a 9. Like I'm thankful for having good health, thankful for my children being healthy, thankful for this pod. It's an outlet for us.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, there's a lot that we can, you know, I guess I don't want to use the word complain about, that we can get better with, whether it's finances or just, you know, us as men being a better human being. But nonetheless, I'm like, you know what, let me just focus on everything that we have to be thankful for. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is out of our power. So we just got to wake up every day and do your best and then just live with the results. And of course, wake up with that grind, that hunger to continue to want to grow, evolve, and just transition into the next phase of your life. So I was like, you know what? I'm at a 9. And the reason why it's not a 10 is because there's room for improvement. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm even thankful for y'all being here.
Yeah.
You know, sharing this moment with y'all. You feel me? So
Real talk.
I'm at a 9 and I'm grateful.
Let's go.
Fellas, right? I've been wanting to ask y'all this for a while, but I guess I kept forgetting and bringing it to the pod. Do any of y'all here fast or has ever fasted?
Yeah, I fast.
I tried.
For sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Tried it a
so
little bit.
y'all understand the power within fasting. Let me ask you this. What's the latest fast that you went on, Liv?
The latest fast.
Or the most recent?
I fast every weekend. Every weekend I fast from sunset on Friday to sunset Saturday. Every weekend. And the reason that I do it is just like it's a little thing to humble me, to make me remember like all the things that I had promised to do that I didn't do. So now that I'm trying to get back on track, so I do that every weekend. Like basically on Saturday, if you notice that for the past couple of months you have not seen me on a Saturday.
Nah, I thought you converted to Judaism.
Nah, I just be
You were
I
committed
just
to
be
the Sabbath.
home. What I do on Saturday, I just be home, just relaxing, just because you got to understand, when you fasting, you can't have too much distraction.
Right.
So I just be home, just relaxing and try to keep my mental right. You know what I mean? So I do it just for me.
Right.
It's a way for me to remind myself that what I need to be back on, what I need to get my grind back on. So I think I'm gonna do it for the rest of my life.
That's great.
Fire.
Spider.
I think I fast purposely and not on purpose a lot of the time. So, but the most current fast I've made is just a day fast where I just don't eat anything until dinner. And that's like my I do that like 3-4 times a week. Yeah. So I just intake liquids for most of the day.
What about you, Bar?
That's crazy. That's kind of like what been going on with me. What Spider said as far as not eating in the morning, like just not having no breakfast, cereal, nothing like that. I think it became a habit, honestly. Like I had practice because I was just playing ball. So I had practice at 6:00. We got meetings at 5:30. So like for me, I'm waking up, shoot, by the time I'm hungry because I'm tired from 5:30 to 10:00 in the morning, shoot, I take a nap. I ain't eating until about like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So I think my body just got immune to it. And then I just like the fact that my body doesn't I haven't gained that much weight even though I've been injured for so long. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I got you. I mean, for me, I fast on a regular. I do the intermittent fasting daily. I typically don't have my first meal until 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon. Sometimes I forget to eat, if y'all want the honest truth, because I'm so focused on the
I
grind.
do that too.
And as far as my most or my last recent fast is actually my current one that I'm on right now. In case y'all didn't know, every Monday I fast. And I don't eat until after the show ends. Because this is how much I'm taking this serious as far as the craft, the show. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every Monday, well, I guess Sunday night, I have my last meal up until sometime Tuesday morning. Or when we end the show, if we go to, where we've been going.
Yeah.
But however, it's just to remind me like, okay, this is something that you put aside that you said that you really wanted to do. There's power in fasting.
There is.
So if this is what you really want to do, then what are you willing to sacrifice?
It's real discipline.
To really commit to what you want.
So let me ask you a question. What's the longest you fast?
Longest I fasted, I've gone a week without with just liquid and taking liquids,
Wow,
like you
really?
stated. Yeah, I've done a week.
Yeah, I've
like
done-
3 days liquid. That's normal for me. I typically fast. Okay, this
That's
in-
kind of wild.
intermittent fasting is just my regular daily routine, right? So my first meal doesn't come into the afternoon. Boom, that's done. Now, in addition to that, I typically fast beginning of the month, middle of the month, and like depending on if I slack off after the middle of the month fast, I'll try to do something towards the tail end and then kick it back in.
Right.
Like I just did a no sugar, like no artificial
I
sugars,
do that all the time.
15 days.
I ain't know.
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah,
And on top of that, I only drink water. Like
Me too.
I don't drink juice. I don't drink soda. I haven't had soda in probably like 15 years.
I ain't had soda since '97.
Yeah, like
I'm
I
addicted.
had soda yesterday.
I don't even eat meat.
same here.
Yeah,
I don't eat meat neither. And I'm a decade of no meat.
since '97 for me.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just, just putting a purpose on it
Yeah.
and keeping you grounded and bringing you back to where you're at as far as like what your goals that you're trying to accomplish and attain. And you notice the difference too, because there's a lot of great benefits that come from it, just as far as your health is concerned.
Yeah, I actually started fasting out of necessity. Because not necessity, but like just a conscious choice of my spending. Because I don't cook, I don't prep. So I was spending between 75 and 100 a day eating. And when I
Eating a
did
lot.
those numbers, because who I bank with, they break down what you spend money on
Yeah,
by percentage. And when I saw the numbers on food, I was sick, bro. Because I was like, nigga, what? That's my rent. Cause think about that. Like,
Real talk.
like my primary area of operation is Wynwood.
Right. And there's
Everything
nothing but
I,
food.
Ain't nothing
most of
but
the
food
things
over
I
there.
do in Wynwood
Nothing but food over there.
is
Every little
nothing
corner.
but food
And liquor.
and liquor. So
Yeah.
like, I'm going on lunch break. I'm spending an average lunch for somebody is $15. I'm spending $30 because I'm at the bar eating a vegan burger and I want a margarita with it.
Mm.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm eating tacos and I want the elote and the you feel me, a shot of tequila just to keep my day going, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I just had to put some discipline on myself with that. And it's, obviously I didn't gain any weight.
Right.
So it wasn't about that, but more so how I felt and how it was affecting me financially.
Speaking of financially,
hold on before you go back to that.
Go ahead.
The longest I did fasting was 4 days straight with no water, no nothing.
oh yeah.
But it wasn't purposely done. Like when I was locked up one time, they put me in a hole for some dumb stuff, and I was like irate. I was going crazy. I was like, man, I ain't do this. So I was like, you know what? By law, if you do a day without eating, you get the attention of the officers. So by day 2, the warden was coming to see me, and I was like, look, I'm not eating till y'all let me out. So by day 4, they did eventually let me out. You know what I mean?
Dang.
So
Fuck you talking
so
about?
I sat there for 4 days without eating. Then they had to let me out. They
You
was like,
stood on
look,
business.
they was like, look, do you promise if we give you something to eat, we let you eat, you'll eat it. I said, y'all gotta let me out. So that's what they did.
Gangster.
Stood on business.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
That nigga
Yeah.
got
Fuck they
awarded.
talking about, man.
I wasn't trying to fast, but I was like, oh, so
You
this
got it
got
done,
y'all. Yeah,
nigga.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
But once again, there's power in fasting.
Yeah, there's a lot of power in
Yeah.
fasting.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm
power in fasting.
still learning it though. Cause I ain't create that habit until like, I want to say like probably 5 years ago, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was never like something that was always like talked about around me or anything like that. Or I had friends that was fasting. It was always like a religion thing at the time. I always heard about it. So like for me, it was like,
It don't have to be a religion.
yeah,
thing.
no, I'm saying like the people that
That's just
that
how it
brought
was introduced.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was introduced to me. Like I remember a girl and she wasn't eating lunch in middle school, and I'm like, what's she doing? She's like, I'm fasting. I'm like, what is that? And she started talking about her religion and church. So I was like, oh, okay, nah, I'm hungry today. So you know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying? It's funny though, because it's like, dang, she learned that at a young age. You get what I'm saying? Like she kind of understood things, and then my girl now, she fasts a lot. So like I'm just starting to like adapt the culture of fasting, because I never actually knew the benefits of it until, like I said, I started
Help you
doing it
out
on
with
my
a lot of
own.
Why do
disease,
they-
Fun fact.
Why
It help you with a lot
Another
of
story.
disease.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
rid of a lot of
Yeah.
another story. Whenever or leading up to any birth of my kids, I fast until we leave the hospital. I eat absolutely nothing. So if we're there for 2 days, 3
That's
days,
for
4 days,
spiritual. Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna try.
I don't eat nothing until we leave the hospital. My last meal is the day before we get to the hospital, before the labor. And then once that happens, nothing.
Is anyone here Muslim?
No.
Anybody?
They're
Does
trying to
anyone know the
convert me.
reason why Muslims fast for Ramadan? That was a real question because I don't know the answer.
All right, double check that for us. I'm not too sure.
But I know people who like Ramadan
That's just
is
a
like
spiritual thing
Yeah,
they do.
it's a
Yeah.
spiritual thing.
Yeah.
It's to like reset yourself, get
Yeah.
back connected with God.
They do it.
I got-
They're not the only one that do it too. Jews do it too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Christians do it too.
Basically, if you think
Yeah,
about
in a
it,
sense.
Jews and Muslim, they kind of like the same
Identical.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their
They
religion is
identical
very
the same
identical.
thing.
So the reasons why Muslims fast during Ramadan for a variety of reasons, including worship, spiritual discipline, empathy, charity, health, and purity.
There
Yep.
you go.
Okay. And they
Sound like
typically
Sun up to sundown. They'll eat before the sun rises.
yeah, so
and then they'll eat
it's
after the
kind of
sun
intermittent.
sets.
So for someone like you,
Yeah.
you're Ramadan every day
Every day.
Yeah. Kyrie did that. Kyrie be doing that too.
Yeah.
and playing NBA games.
Yeah.
And that's on Allah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
There's
dropping,
NFL players
dropping
that,
40.
There's NFL players that do it.
And dropping 40.
During training camp and all that. Yeah.
You just gotta be disciplined, man.
It's not like your body's just gonna feed
Your body
off the
heals
fats.
No,
itself.
after a
man.
while, your body gets used to it. You know
Yeah,
what I
your
mean?
body heals itself. And you have to do it because you have to understand a lot of the food that we're eating, even if it says organic, it's not organic.
No, it's
So you
bullshit.
have to really cleanse yourself and get rid of all the toxic,
Yeah.
you know, what's the word that they use is pesticides that's in the foods. You have to
Yeah.
flush your system and drain all that out. And then so you can reset your body and practically start all over again.
I might have to challenge
Actually,
myself
Yeah,
for a fast.
probably.
Just
I
start with a
Like
small
a
one.
real
Yeah.
like a real fast.
Just
though,
start
like-
with a small one, like from sunset to sunset.
Yeah.
So side note, I'm actually gonna start I don't want to say studying, but more so like paying attention to Sebi's son, Dr. Sebi's son.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
One of my
Dr.
friends
Sebi.
is real close with him, and he buys herbs and things of that nature from him. And I mean, you know, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but like, if you know the name Dr. Sebi, then you know how powerful these theories. I don't even want to say they're theories because theories are questionable, right?
Right.
But more
Here's
so
what's
actionable
believed, yeah.
steps and real healing from the earth, I think is incredible.
Mhm.
And so that's something I'm about to be paying a lot more attention to. Because I know I partake in bullshit. Like I haven't eaten meat in 14 years, but I'll eat candy.
Right.
I'll drink soda.
And most of that has pork in it, all the same stuff that you
I'll
would
drink
be.
soda. So it's like I'm violating myself regardless.
Right.
You feel me? And those are things I kind of want to overcome. Because I struggle with that. And I think
Yeah.
it's mainly because when I was telling you I eat out of anxiety.
Right.
So like when I'm thinking too much or I got a problem I need to solve, like I'm chewing some shit. Like it's not even because I'm hungry.
Some people like that.
It's not even hungry. I down a
Yeah.
whole pack of fucking Starburst because I'm trying to think.
Mm.
And I didn't even know. I'm like, damn, I just ate a whole, oh, my stomach hurt. It's like, bro, like I done did it to myself. I didn't even, not even thinking about it, even thinking twice. I'm like, this flavor is just making me relax right now.
Skittles for me, brother.
Let me ask y'all this, right?
Go ahead.
Let me ask y'all this. What can we do, I guess, as a whole, as a group or individuals, start off individuals that form into groups to actually create real group economics within our culture
We're
that
doing
can
it right
actually
now.
help with providing
doing it right now.
infrastructure? Elaborate, expound on that.
Coming together and creating a plan that not only rewards us, but rewards the people that we're doing it for. So with us, like, let's be honest. No one in this room needs to do this podcast. Let's just be real about it.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
right.
Even
This
I
is a
don't.
choice. We're dedicating time out of our day, out of our week, to contribute to the betterment of our community. Literally.
Right.
That's real.
And, you know, those are things we can do on a lot of levels. Even when we were speaking earlier about education and opening our own facility. In 2 years, it's very attainable for us in this room to open a facility together.
Yeah.
Whether it's in Carroll City, Liberty City, NMB, wherever it's at, we gonna make a difference.
That's real.
Right.
We gonna make a difference. And I guarantee you, parents who watch this are going to be driving their kids from Broward and Homestead and Doral and for them to come to our facilities because they know when they get there, it's not gonna be no bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, you playing sports, you doing this, XYZ, but when you come here, we're gonna offer you life skills. We're gonna offer you education that's gonna change everything. Financial awareness. You know what I'm saying? I'm 32. Why am I still fresh on education of finance? Why? It's not fair. Why did I have to go through so much to learn how to manage money and how to invest? It's like, we're gonna change that. And we're gonna set the example and somebody else gonna do it. And somebody else after that gonna do it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Everybody focus on opening a record label or, you know what I'm saying, a club. And it's like, bro, we could be literally just as profitable and effective. Because it's not about profit all the time. Like, but we could still even make money from it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we don't have to contribute to a liquor company and try to get our own liquor brand. That shit fucking us up.
Yeah, that's real.
Put that money in a facility, bro. You can still make some money and make a difference.
Right.
So that you know, I'm gonna drop the mic on that one.
Spidey, you did your thing on that one, boy.
Yeah.
You did your thing on that one, Spider.
I ain't got nothing to say after that. You did your thing.
At all.
No, I second everything that you said. And I'm gonna just keep it short because you pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
What you got to say about it, Bar?
Shoot, man. We gotta invest in the children. They the future. Just like we was the future when our parents and our family members and people around us invested in us. And that's why, like you said, we sitting right here. We got guys from different ages, different backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? All coming together right now. So I feel like that's what we're gonna need in the community regardless. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need each other and we're gonna have to change everything that we got going on. Whether it's finance, like financial decisions, you get what I'm saying? Because we all make bad financial decisions before. But what if somebody can actually tell us from 12 years old, you know what I'm saying, how to financially stay stable? You know what I'm saying? Like he said, we learning it in the back of our ages, of like our teen ages and our youth ages. But what if there's a kid right now we can touch and change? Because I know there's a lot of coaches. Like I said, I think I use coaches as an example all the time because those are guys who don't get paid for nothing. It's really free because they get paid, what, $1,000, $1,500 for the season sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
But look at the time they put in and look at the difference of the NFL players that they probably put in or NBA players or tennis and things like that. Like, there's financial gain in all that stuff that you put time in. You know what I'm saying?
I want to add to that real quick. All of you have been taught, even me, good sportsmanship, right? We were athletes, so we were taught have good sportsmanship, right? But I feel like typically we don't have that outside of sports. You feel me? So if I have, let's just say, a promotion company or a marketing company, you have a marketing company, we naturally see ourselves as competition. We're like, fuck GPS or fuck, like tuned out promotions or whatever the situation might be. And really, if we had better sportsmanship, then we would understand like, oh, he doing this thing. Let me go shake his hand. Yo, bro, I've been peeping your parties and your situations, and I think it's dope. But now that opens the door for us to become anything. Like, imagine Lyft and Uber combining. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna compete? There is no competition.
But then again, that's also come back from what we was talking about earlier. Yeah, we could do that, but you got to go way back.
There's a lot of stuff
way back to slave days when they put a certain type of dudes in the house just to snitch on the ones that's outside. It's like right now you look at McDonald's. McDonald's right across the street from Burger King.
Yeah,
ain't no problem. You got to give people choices, but we automatically look at each other like, no, this competition. It shouldn't be no competition.
And the crazy thing about them being
it shouldn't be no competition.
It drives the revenue prices. It drives their revenue
exactly
up. Because If there's only one there, you'll drive past it. If there's two there, CVS and Walgreens, always across from gas stations.
Yeah.
If you pay attention, they're always across from one another. Because if there's two of them there, now you're going to pick
You have options.
whichever one that you like better.
Yeah.
Even if you don't need nothing, you're going to say, nah, CVS is better than Walgreens, you're going to go. But if it was only a CVS, you'll drive past it. That's why they're always simultaneously across the street from one another with the fast food
That's
restaurants.
interesting. I never peeped that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
119.
drugstores. Yeah.
They could be owned by the same
Right.
guy.
Nah.
Sometimes
it'd
they're
be
all
like-
owned by the same families.
Plazas,
Fact check.
definitely.
Yeah.
In
Sometimes they're all-
plazas like that.
Those are
where I
like
stay at.
franchise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But that's why
I was smart. I do it CVS.
So
It's just
I
like-
just think if we embraced each other more, even in competition, we would be more successful in general.
Of course.
of course.
Like,
But that's what other races do.
Yeah. That's why
They
they
embrace one another. Why
Literally.
they still competing.
big corporations.
shake the man's hand across the street, bro. Shake his hand.
I already got my head.
He can add to what you got going on. You can add to what he got going on. And yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Like, shake the other man's hand, bro. Especially if it's not no personal, problem, like that's disrupting that. Like, let's embrace each other, bro, and power up because we really can.
So let me say one thing about that. I had to also change my mindset on that too, because we as black men, we pass by another black man with a mean mug in our face. But you don't even know this man. But when you walk by him, you mean mug him. I had to change that too, because growing up in Miami, that's how we was.
You have to.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, it is what it is. But now, me being at this age, me being grown, I don't care who you are. You pass by me, I'm like, you good? How you doing, my brother? I'm always saying, how you doing, my brother? Because guess what? Whatever ill intention you already had in your mind,
You just
walking
killed
towards
it.
it,
Took the
I
guard
killed
down.
it.
Yeah.
You
I killed
literally
it.
took the guard.
Yeah, I
down.
killed
You
it.
did
So
something.
if most of us do that, life would be way different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we start looking at life like that, now we can actually say, okay, well, now I see Bless one day. Hey, how you doing, my brother? "Oh, good." That's how small conversations start.
It's a conversation.
I never
starter.
know. Bless could be doing that. Give me the best idea. But we so stuck on me mugging each other. We don't got time for that. That's why.
It's that environment that we come from, man.
Yeah.
There's we always laugh about dark cloud.
Yeah.
There's a real dark cloud in the environments that we're being raised in.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yes.
of course, some's by design, some is off our own merit,
Mhm.
because by now we should know better. And once we identify what it is, then now how do we solve this problem and find a permanent solution? Like, we can't sit here for the rest of our lives and keep pointing finger like, okay, they did it. Okay, you've already identified what they did. So now let's move forward on solving it. How can we fix it? How can we correct it?
But to
Which
be
is
honest,
what you did.
But
The
hold on.
ego.
But to be honest with you, we can't never solve that.
No. We can't solve it in one day.
But what we
maybe-
could do, no,
we may
we
never
can't solve
in its
it. We
entirety.
can't solve it, but what we could do, you see this small little group right here?
Yeah.
We could get this little group together.
Right, and then we add
You know what I
on
mean?
one.
And
Yeah.
then we add in other, but I could leave.
But
I could-
eventually, if we do that, at some point we may not live to see it, but eventually we will solve it.
but no,
It's
but,
just a matter of starting it.
but let me explain something to you. The reason I'm not going against what you're saying, but the reason that I say that we will never solve it is because let's just say this little group right here, we start doing good, we start adding people. It's gonna be somebody that we add in that's gonna figure like, you know what? F that, man. I want the top side. Let me get rid of this. It's
Ego.
always gonna be some type of hatred.
and that's where
that's where
Ego.
they fucked us up at.
yeah.
Yeah.
We as the individuals who's in the group need to make sure that whenever you identify these individuals that come with this type of energy or that type of mindset, you got to get rid of them, because the reality is you can't save everyone.
Yeah.
Think about it. We all have friends that were cool, that we grew up with, that was probably our best friends or very close friends that you did everything with, from the sandlot to, hitting licks or whatever it is that you did, make money. But at the end of the day, sometimes some people don't want to change. They don't want to evolve. So for those individuals, we just got to leave them behind by the wayside.
But
And-
at the same time, sometimes you don't see the changes till it's too late.
Right,
Cause we know we have some people we done seen how money changed their life.
right. Without
Niggas
a
that
doubt.
where we talking about where nobody had no food, we used to break bread, everybody eating.
Mhm.
Money got around, niggas gone. They don't even look back.
They vanish and disappear.
So it's hard for you to pick out which nigga's gonna betray you. It's
Nah, you're
very
right.
hard.
It's very hard.
That's why I don't pick and I don't bring anybody in my circle.
yeah.
Like, I know it's a bad thing to say, but I'm very, very careful about who I bring in my circle.
I was gonna say that we real selective.
Very selective.
Very.
Because
Real selective for who we.
It's just everyone doesn't have the same pure, genuine, I guess, act of kindness in their heart. Where I could sit back and watch Barry shine and be like, "Hey, bro, that's what's up. Keep doing your thing," without having any hatred in my heart or any underlying
animosity,
animosity stuff, and be like, "Bro, that's what's up." Because remember, like we said earlier, every dog has his day. It's just you just got to put yourself in position where you capitalize off of the opportunity when it presents itself to you. Because we all get chances.
Yeah.
Actually, everybody get two things that you get every day is a chance
and
choices.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Everyone here in this room has gotten a chance at something, but you probably weren't prepared for it, and you missed that opportunity.
You get your chance every day when you wake up.
Exactly.
Every day you wake up, you get your chance.
Exactly. So a lot of it goes into the preparation, whether it's psychologically, physically, emotionally, whatever it may be. If you need to change your spending habits, once you identify it, then you address it and then you correct it. And then you stick with like-minded individuals. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's okay to let go of long friendships that means nothing. And you can acquire new ones.
It's just dead weight.
It's dead weight.
It's
you
just
can
dead
acquire
weight.
new ones today, and that brings more value to your life than someone that you've been dragging and carrying for the past 15, 20 years, whether it's in a physical form or a literal form. Like, don't be afraid to transition, evolve, and move forward, because I was one of those people that stuck to my core, stuck with everyone I came up with. I was like that. And I was like, man, you know what? That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. In order to evolve and transition, you have to embrace networking, meeting more people, getting out there.
Use your resources.
Funny story, bro.
Go ahead.
When you first met me, how different do I speak now from how I spoke when you met me?
You're
bro?
not even the same person. It's not even, there's no comparison.
Like, I'm from a very specific hood. Like, we from NMB, you feel me? And we have a lingo. Bro, I for better or worse, I separated myself from the situation as far as like just being outside, and I changed my environment as far as like my friends and things. Like, we all were still cool, but I changed my daily routine.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Which is important.
And as I started to meet more people who were from different parts of the world and different parts of America, my language, like my NMB's, like my whole NMB persona has literally
faded away.
It faded away. And sometimes it comes out. Yeah. I'll be like, yo, kid, like, oh, like it come out sometimes, but like naturally, it's gone.
Right.
You feel me? And it's like, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, because I love embracing where I came from, but it made me more versatile. So now I can communicate with anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why
you're not in the box.
That's part of your evolution.
So
You're not in the box.
If you pull up to somebody in California, you be like, yo, kid, that Dom, she puessing, woo, like, they're not gonna understand what the fuck you even saying. They're gonna be like, yo, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Do this nigga speak English?
What are you talking about?
This guy's crazy.
Yo, kid, I hopped on a jouet. I got right.
Yeah. But that's why it's good to leave. That's why it's good to leave.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I made it my job to just become more versatile. And I learned later to still embrace where I came from and love it.
Right.
Just,
and you can still do it from afar.
Yeah, I still do it.
Fellas, before we conclude, what can you give the people to take home?
Empower yourself. Don't use the new terms of being American against you. Embrace change and challenge yourself to adapt and prosper from the things that are changing, because we don't have control of everything. So we covered AI. Adjust. Educate yourself. Don't be intimidated by it. Learn how to embrace it and how to use it to make your life a little bit easier. Fasting, if you find something that we said enlightening, try it. See how it makes you feel. Economics. Team up with someone that you believe has the same moral value as you and the same goals. Just challenge yourself to be more. That's what I'm gonna leave y'all with. That's what I do every day.
Go ahead, Liv.
Basically, stop dwelling on the past. The past can't make or break you, but it could sure get you stronger. Just always remember, but don't ever forget. And always remember where you came from. And the number one thing always to remember is this. You may not know what somebody's going through until you have a conversation with them.
That's real.
You
got it, Bar? Go ahead.
Yeah. I say take a second each day, check on your mental health. Look at the person in the mirror. And if you have to forgive that person in the mirror, just forgive them and move forward. Someone like me, I'm going to take a fast for like a week. So y'all, if y'all want to join me, make sure y'all join. I'm going to let y'all know how to, a whole
What
week.
fast you going on? Oof. What are you doing? What are you going to do?
I'm going to take away the soda. Like, I'm going to take away the soda, and then I'm not eating until afternoon still. So
yeah, that's good.
I'm going to work on that and get y'all the results.
All right, Wandy, what you got?
Every day you have a goal, and the goal need to be aligned with you. You is not just you, though. It's everyone that's around you, starting with your family, your friends, the people that you care for. The more you guys grow together strong, that's the better you'll be in life. Because you never know when these people is going to come in reality to make a difference in your life, you know? So the better you be for yourself and the better you make them, they will make you better. So.
Dope.
I say, don't be afraid to take chances. Take that leap of faith. Change your environment. You don't have to stay confined to the area or the neighborhoods that you grew up in. Trust yourself. Just like when you see a bird lands on a branch, sometimes the branch breaks, it falls. But the bird's trust his wings. The bird doesn't fall and hit the ground. Trust yourself. Take chances. You understand what I'm saying? Apply yourself. Like Barry said, face the person in the mirror. Take accountability. You understand what I'm saying? Check in. Be truthful with yourself. If you're at a space where you're like, damn, I'm not happy with myself, I could be doing better. Beautiful. So now that you've acknowledged it, let's start putting a plan together. Let's start visualizing where you want to be in the next couple of years. Like Wani said, make sure it's aligned with you. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is just trust yourself, take that leap of faith. Of course, put God first, and the rest is history. And thank you again. With that being said, it's the Growth Power Success Podcast, the best podcast in the world. You already know we had Liv on the check-in today. Shout out to Liv, you heard?
Yo.
Barry G on the check-in.
Bow.
Spider. Splat. Wandy.
Yo.
Y'all already know, episode 5 in the book. With that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, tap in with us. And it's a community that's growing daily. So we appreciate y'all. So, hey, keep on rocking, baby. The Growth Power Success Podcast, we taking over. We out of here.
That we display intelligence, so when they speak about us, let's make sure they speak with reverence. If that's too deep, not sorry, it's my prerogative. If y'all could talk about guns and things, it's derogative. Just for the record, you killing and we uplifting. Obama status, we bout to switch the position, this is it.